Wow. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Lost Caravan RPG. We do role playing games. If you don't like watching role playing games, go to a different channel. That's our motto. Just
No,
kidding.
don't.
I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm your handler for this game of Delta Green. You have joined us at the the closing day, the capstone of our Call of Cthulhu week, where we've been raising money for the PCRF, the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, and we've smashed our goals. So, well, almost. We're about to smash our goals. So I fully expect that to happen within the next few hours. We got an early raid. Thank you, early raiders. We appreciate you so much, and we also want to thank our sponsors like Epidemic Sound and Soul Muppet Publishing, and yeah, and all the other ones too. So we are ready to jump into some investigation, right? We want to get this, we want some sense of resolution and closure before our time window is up. So we'll just jump right in. We're just going to go right for it, if that's okay, agents, with all of you. And we'll have a chance for folks to introduce themselves as they appear. So that being said, let's put on some moody music here. That's good. It's a lot in my ears, but it's still pretty good. Is that good? That's good. Okay, great. First of all, Delta Green is a horror game. We are somewhere around an R rating here. We want to make sure that you are prepared for the stuff that you will hear and see and witness. This game is expected to contain things such as the wilderness, deep forestation, strange creatures. You've got body horror. You've got surreal horror. You have blood and guts, and almost worst of all, you have government officials working on behalf of bureaucracy. So if any of those things are a problem, just be aware of them. We want you to take care of yourselves. We're all using safety tools, and those are in play always. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. Delta Green is an organization that has existed since the 1920s in the United States, made up of mostly professionals from federal agencies, maybe local agencies, maybe specialists from outside of the law enforcement world who are brought in to investigate rumors of the paranormal. And their primary goal is to eliminate and silence those rumors. But those kind of decisions often come at a shattering cost to their personal lives and their sanity. So, if you're wondering, what are you doing playing Delta Green on a Call of Cthulhu week? Well, it was born in Call of Cthulhu. It's a D100 system, and today we are playing an adventure, A Night on Owlshead Mountain, that was originally an adventure for Call of Cthulhu, and part of the origins of Delta Green as a system. But you are looking at C-Cell. C-Cell is a cobbled together group of folks who are sent out on a mission. And because we're in a one-shot, we want to keep things moving. They've already received their briefings, and they are on their way. They are en route to a small-ish town just east of Seattle called Concrete, Washington, near the base of Mount Owlshead and a few other mountains in the Cascade Range. So, agents, I'd like you to think about this. How are you getting here? Are you going to be flying to Seattle and driving in? Where do we find you as you near the town of Concrete? Are you in a car? Are you on a landing strip? Are you, I don't know, using some other means of conveyance? And we'll go around the circle. Tell us who you are. First, you as a person, your pronouns, and then who your agent is. Maybe describe what they look like, and just tell us what they're great at. You know, give us what their strengths are. I'm going to start in the order that I see on Twitch, which is LC, sitting right next to me as I'm coming in first. LC, my friend, who are you? And tell us about your agent.
I think you just said who I am, but I am LC.
Correct.
I think I'm optimistic on all social media, and I use she, they pronouns. Today I'm playing Agent Creep. And what else was I supposed to say? Where I am?
Yeah. What's your agent's name, their code name? How are they entering town?
Yeah, my code name is Agent Creep. And I wish I hadn't gone first, because I wanted I think Agent Creep lives in the general area here. So I
okay.
kind of wanted anyone who was not in the general area, who has a car, who I was sent to meet up with. I like, like the motorized scooters that are just on the sidewalk that you pay to use.
I do know them.
That's how I would get there. So I'm just gonna I'm using one
I'm
of the motorized
sorry.
scooters.
I'm sorry. So you live in the area of this small mountain town, and with the electric scooters that they've got for tourists. Okay, great. Cool. And so you're arriving by electric Lime scooter.
Yeah.
You rent it with your app, and you buzz over to the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Not sponsored.
We'll come back to that in a moment. I have a list of towns that'll come up later. We're going to be in the area. Maybe you can decide on one of them to be your hometown, or wherever you live now.
I think it's whichever one is weirdest. Never mind. I don't know. Disney would mute us if I did that, so I can't say that.
Okay, I'll get you a list, and you just tell me. Let's move on down the line. Cass.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. Pronouns are she, they. And tonight I'm playing Agent Calamity. And I've arrived by private jet in the nearest airport. And because it is the Pacific Northwest, I've come with my flannel. And a pack full of useful things.
Excellent. What does Calamity look like as they step off of a private jet at the Concrete Regional Airport, to the surprise of most of the people working there who expect maybe 2 flights a day?
Probably somewhere between the cocaine chic of the 90s meets vampire meets goth kid.
I love it. So off comes the goth kid in a private jet.
I have a question, Doc. Can you elaborate what cocaine chic is, please?
Look up Kate Moss circa 1995.
No, I want you to explain to me what cocaine chic is, like what the definition.
Can't explain.
Let's keep moving along.
Y2K.
So Agent Calamity steps off. Agent Creep. Then maybe they see Agent Creep approaching the airport on a scooter.
Tarmac. How I got there, you don't know.
And just like knows that they're another agent from a mile away. Like, it's another agent. They're on a scooter.
Anyway. Right past security, just badge. Don't even wait for them to see it. Just right on the tarmac.
Exactly. JD, you are next on my screen. Tell us who you are, who your agent is, and what their deal is.
Oh God. Okay. Hi, I am JD. Pronouns are he, they. You can find me on socials at JD, not Jason Dean. And I am playing Agent Carver, who I think we find actually in a hotel room. He has already flown in. He's been here since the night before, probably caught the one latest flight that is available in this regional airport. And he is meticulously going through his supplies. We see him checking his Glock, making sure everything is set, and then gearing up to look as much like the locals as he can, with a plaid shirt underneath a green jacket. Fitting right in with the foliage, as you're meant to do.
Absolutely blending in. There's a motel in Concrete, just one, and it's very homey and very strangely Bavarian influenced in architecture and styling, and that's where you stayed last night. But we can see you getting ready to leave your motel room. Miri, tell us about Kronos.
Hi, I'm Miri, also known as Mirandamia. Sorry for my stuffy nose if I sound congested. Still getting over COVID.
Agent
Kronos.
More like Agent Congestion.
I know. Agent Kronos is a... Let's see. They're kind of obviously trying to be hidden from plain view, but end up being, probably the most standoutish in this town because they're come out of the plane wearing sunglasses. They're kind of huge ass neck tattoo, bunch of rings, I don't know, goth sort of deal. And they have their computer bag and all that. And it's just basically goth all over.
Did they come here on a local flight, or did they fly in with somebody else?
I I feel like they flew on a local flight, but as soon as they got to the gate, their own federal agent handler kind of like gave them a pat on the back and just did a 180 and turned back on the plane.
Yeah. They just dropped you off like a kid
Yeah.
at school, for sure.
Yeah, basically.
And I would say that you have to wait there, being bored, for like 2 hours before Calamity showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do get a lot of looks from local folks. And finally, Mika, my friend, how are you? Tell us about yourself and your agent. Oh, you're muted. Theoretically.
How did that happen? Okay.
We don't
Hey,
know.
hi.
That's why it's a horror
I'm
game.
Mika. Yeah, I'm Mika. I do things. My pronouns are he, him. And today I am playing Agent Citrus. Agent Citrus is neither tall nor short. He is neither attractive nor unfortunate looking. He's just kind of there. He's always been there. Somehow, he has a place here.
I love this for him.
And
Yeah.
the landlord doesn't really remember them moving in. They're not quite sure they were here last week, but they don't really know. Maybe they've been here a while.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the lease was doctored. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they're thinking of someone else. Who knows?
Gotcha. They're like, I'm trying to think. They're like one of those octopi that can look like sand or something. They're there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just gonna be like,
Exactly.
okay, Sam Reich.
Yes.
He's been here the whole time.
Turns out he's been on the same scooter as Agent Creep the whole time.
Right.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Agent Creep is having trouble figuring out why the scooter is so off balance, and they realize there's a dude.
Yeah.
On the back of this. No, just kidding.
No, he drove up in like a
You're
nondescript
carpooling.
car or something, like a catalog, just listening to like the most cliche, like classic rock.
Dead Pixel in chat says he's Colin Robinson. Yeah, he's an energy vampire for sure.
Yes.
100%. Just sidling up and sneaking up to people. So, it is the 13th of June, the year 2024. Each of you, over the past several days, have received an activation from Delta Green. You got a direct phone call from a number with a Puerto Rico area code. Whether you answered the call or not, you got a pre-recorded message either in your voicemail or in your ears that in a computer-generated voice that has no right to sound as bad as it does, considering AI is a horrible, horrible thing. A computer-generated voice says, "Hello, you are cordially invited to a night at the opera." All of you understood this to mean that you were being activated for service, and the computer recorded voice then gave you a 10-digit number, which all of you were smart enough to realize is some sort of a phone number. But when you dialed it in, it rerouted your call to a secure line. And at the other end of this call, you found another pre-taped message. And the voice on the other end is sort of, it's feminine, but it's also kind of nervous. You could tell, even without any int checks or anything like that, this is a nervous person. And they say, "Hello, Cecil. This is Agent Irene. And I'll be acting as your handler for Operation Slingshot. We need you to proceed to the regional airport in Concrete, Washington. You're to keep your presence quiet and unofficial. Text your flight number to this number, and I'll meet you at the airport. Keep your receipts." And so as you all arrive at the airport, there's not a lot of people here, but in the sort of, gosh, it's not like a big airport where there's two sides. There's the security side, and the not security side. But in the lobby of the airport, there is a woman standing there. She looks like a civilian for the most part because she's wearing like hiking gear. She has like shorts with lots of pockets and zippers and like the tether things that make them tighter, and like she has like layers on, and she's got like a big hiking stick and stuff. But there you see on the lapel of her shirt is a badge for U.S. Fish and Wildlife. And so as you arrive, one by one, she just sort of waves you all over to her and leads you out into the front of the airport. If you want to look at Roll20, I'll just give you. Let's get a look at what the town of Concrete might look like. There's that. There's a little bridge. Let's do this one. So you emerge to the front of the airport. There's some benches there, and instead of stopping to sit at the benches, Agent Irene leads you across the street to Act 1 ice cream and buys everybody whatever flavor of ice cream they want. And then leads you back to the benches. So you have ice cream if you want it. That's all you need to know.
Make
She
chocolate
says,
chip, baby.
Hell yes, hell yes. She licks a cone of butter pecan and looks at all of you and says, on June 4th, 2 surveyors working for MacArthur Surveying in Rockport set out to mark regions on the northwest upper slope of Mount Owlshead. And she points off in the distance to one of several mountains on the horizon, but seems to indicate which one Mount Owlshead is. She says they're on the northwest upper slope, and they hadn't returned by 5 a.m. the next day. So Delta Green sent out, first the local team sent out a manhunt, and for 3 days they didn't have any success. But Delta Green has been monitoring this area for years. Lots of strange things around Mount Owlhead in the past. Fires with unexplainable origins, reports of werewolves, lots of weird stuff. But 3 years ago, and you sense like a little catch in her voice as like some emotion creeps in. She says, during the summer, same time of year, 2 other different surveyors also went missing on Sauk Mountain, and she just adjusts her point just a little bit to indicate a different mountain that's not very far away, maybe 5 miles from the first. And she says, so Delta Green picked up on a tip that there was a connection to a ring of standing stones in the mountain. And ICEL was activated and led a search for the missing men. So Agent Irving and ICEL and a group of 30 locals went up the mountain. And 17 people came down. She hesitates. We saw something up on the mountain. I didn't get a look at it, but anybody else who came down, most of them aren't fit for civilization anymore. They lost their minds. And, well, Irving, we lost. Plenty of friendlies. And lots of local folks, too. But we quieted that down. Your mission now to see if there's any sort of connection here is to reach out to the one surviving friendly from that incident, look into the area, ask around, assess the situation. And like always, if you find evidence of an incursion, you stop it, you keep it quiet, you get rid of evidence or whatever else needs getting rid of. I'll be in the area. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, what gear do we got?
If you're going to be going up into the mountain, I'd bring something, comfortable shoes, and layers are good. It's summer, but it can get cold up there, sometimes even snow. So you want to make sure that you're equipped for that. I would recommend GPS. Um, if you go just to like the local outdoor shop, I'm sure they can outfit you with whatever you need. But that's on your budget. But keep your receipts and submit them afterwards to your contact. Okay. All right. I'll be here. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Corkindale. Here. And she hands you all a map. Let's say 5 copies of a map for fun. And why should be there? And sort of hands it off to you. It says, "Here you go. Here's a map of the area. You can look around. There's plenty of towns throughout the valley here. Concrete, is off to the left of the map. It's not on the map. It's just sort of the entry point. But you see they've got Townsend, Corkindale, where she says she's going to be, Colbyville, Van Horn, Rockport. And then you have sort of a look at some of the mountains in the region. You see where Owlshead Mountain is. You see where Sauk Mountain is. There's also one smaller hill called Burpee Hill down below there. So she says, okay, so nothing else? You don't...
I do have a question,
yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
You mentioned that most of the people who came back down weren't fit for civilization. Where are they now?
Most of them are getting the help they need. Some of them haven't survived the 3 years since the incident. Of those who witnessed at least whatever happened in part, there's me, and then there's the friendly Thomas. Thomas. And she sort of catches herself again, hands you a picture, and says, Thomas Waban. He's lives up on the mountain, up on Sauk Mountain, a good way up. I can mark it on your map if you want, but he helped us a lot 3 years ago, and I think he was involved in the search this time around as well. And it's that. If you're not getting these handouts, I think they're working, but Roll20 is changing things every day now, so who knows? Mm-hmm. So you got a picture of old Thomas there. You got the map of the area. I'll put that in your handouts too, if you want to keep an eye on that. So your mission here is to assess the situation, contact Thomas, see if he knows anything else about what happened. And she gives you a cell phone number for herself. So if you need to say, hey, I forgot to ask, what were the names of those people who disappeared, or whatever, you can just sort of ask her and she'll let you know. And so that's where she leaves you, in front of the airport, eating your ice cream, if you chose to have ice cream. And she makes her way off. Before she does, everybody make me an alertness check. Ooh, alertness, ooh. Again, folks at home, chat, this is a D100 system. We've got skills that we're trying to roll underneath. Double digits are a critical success or a critical fumble, depending on where they are. I don't see any double digits yet, although I do see plenty of alertness successes, except for Elsie, who is distracted by the concrete theater. It has one movie playing, and it's Paul Blart Mall Cop. Why are they showing Paul Blart Mall Cop? That's your fumble. Take 1 point of sanity damage.
That's fair. I think it's a cinematic masterpiece, actually, first of all. Paul Blart
You
Mall Cop.
would.
An
It's a good
underrated.
fumble.
I've never
Fucking
seen it.
would.
I've never seen it, but my character clearly thinks that Paul Blart Mall Cop is
Mhm.
ahead of its
For the
time.
rest of you,
Wow.
For the
That
rest of
does
you
everything.
who succeeded, who super duper succeeded, for the rest of you, you notice two things. First of all, is that as Irene walks off, she casts furtive glances toward Owlshead Mountain, and it continues to seem just sort of nervous and upset. The other thing you notice is that Agent Creep, who you've just met, is going to walk toward the movie theater with apparent interest in seeing Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Been a while. Heard it's a Paul Blart Shrek double feature.
Maybe.
I'm gonna grab
Now,
them
Shrek
by
is
the
a
back of her
massive-
collar.
Not
There you
very
go. You just sort of
clever.
pick her up, and her legs keep going.
Yeah, like nope.
Mm-hmm. And so,
Come on
the
now,
floor is
pet. We're going
yours.
this way.
Sandbox operation, go.
Okay.
Hello,
Let's
everyone.
go.
Calamity.
Townsend.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
That's fair.
Yeah, we can just, get a move on somewhere. That's not here.
Fair.
If we
All right.
don't get attached, then no one will get sad if one of us dies.
Knowing your name does not mean I'm going to be attached.
Correct.
You'd be surprised.
That sounds like a you problem, darling.
Do you normally get
It's
sad
an
when people
everyone
die?
problem.
Like on jobs. Not like your dog or something.
Would defeat the purpose of my job if I got sad if people die.
That's what I'm saying. I was, wondering if everybody else got sad.
All right. Are we gonna go search for someone
Yeah.
to talk to,
Let's
or are we
stop
just
talking
gonna?
about emotions.
Yeah, there you go.
We have things to do.
If I
And I thought we
investigated
should-
the movie theater, is there anything there?
We're not investigating the movie theater. Just
From the outside of the movie theater, you see that it's playing Paul Blart Mall Cop. And then, just to drive that one point of sanity loss home, there is a faded, torn poster that says that was for Shrek, but apparently it's not showing anymore.
Is there like never mind. I don't want to
Please
lose more
continue.
sanity.
Please.
No, I really don't want.
That's true.
There's another poster that says proceed with the investigation.
Yeah.
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 You want us to dip into those hero points you bought yourself this early?
Well, I did buy myself hero points. Thanks for reminding me. All right, let's see, to investigate. Where to start.
I
Where
think
to
we
start?
should start by talking to Thomas.
We're
Sure,
yeah,
old
we gotta go up the
Thomas.
mountain. Are you wearing the right shoes, Pet?
Yeah.
You arrived on a scooter, so I'm checking.
Yeah, I'm wearing my dig site shoes. What are you wearing?
Literally body armor and hiking gear.
Well, you stick out like a sore thumb, so who's the real fool now? Not me.
Yeah, because I'm very concerned about what people think of me in this fucking town.
Agent Citrus hogs the horn of his car. Let's get a move on.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're
Anything you
lucky
still
to
need
get
to
to the
get?
back with these two.
I want to sit in the
Everyone-
middle.
Anything you still need to get if you want to get some supplies or something. There is like a, camping, hiking. There's plenty of those here. And as you proceed further into the valley to the east, in Townsend Van Horn, the impression that you get right away is this is that sort of northern Cascades mountain region. It was once, mining and industry and probably gold mining originally, and now it has sort of settled into more half rural working class, half tourists. So you get a lot of like camping supply stores. You get a lot of like stuff like that. So there's no shortage of those things. But I've also drawn a little green circle on that map there for you, so you can see where old Thomas's house is. But there's no road leading to it that you can find. Who's driving?
Me.
Mika.
Yep, Agent Citrus.
Is your
Okay,
car
Agent
four-wheel
Citrus.
drive?
Now it is.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Thank you.
Let's have Agent Citrus, as you're driving, make me either a drive check or a search check to see if you can find a trail that leads further into the forest,
They're both
around
the
where you
same.
think this cabin's supposed to be.
Drive. Ooh, crit.
Ooh, a critical
22.
drive. Fantastic. So you, first of all, you take the highway, like the state highway down, and then you start taking all these back roads. And once you get to this place where you're like, okay, I know it's to the north of here, just out of nowhere, like a brush clearing, you see a little trail leading back up. And you're like, this must be it. And gosh darn it, you're right. You go down this trail, and it's not a road. Like, it's bumpy. You have to go slower in your car. You have to like you're going over roots and rocks, boulders and stuff, and everyone in the back is like bumping around and stuff until finally you emerge, and you see standing before you is, it looks like a lodge, sort of. It's not unpleasant. It looks kind of nice. I'm going to say that is Citrus's car right there that you see on the screen. You see this lodge, and it's in the right location. This must be it. But all the windows are boarded over, doors closed. There's a porch, and you don't see any light inside. How do you approach this cabin?
Does it,
Sorry, go ahead.
are you sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Does it like I did Citrus, did you drive all the way up like in the picture? Or did you drive like
Yeah, don't let the picture dictate. What did you do? For
Okay,
reasons?
okay. I did not drive all the way up.
Okay.
I drove far enough away to like hopefully
fine.
keep the car covered. Yeah,
does
cut the lights.
from getting so okay, I'm gonna preface this with I was sitting in the middle of the other two because
Yeah.
they're probably smaller, and
Did
so
you bring
like
the scooter in the trunk, or did you leave it at like a
no, you have to
designated
leave
parking
it. It's not my
station?
it's not my scooter. It's
Okay.
there's no designated parking station.
I don't know.
You
Hey,
just
I've been in Delta Green campaigns where people have done things that are worse than stealing a rented scooter.
oh no, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
So I left it when I had a car.
Yeah.
So I crawl over whichever one, I don't know, 50-50 shot, and then I get out, but I want, that's just flavor text because I think it's fun.
Are you? I dare you to crawl over me.
I said roll a D2, a coin. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
roll
sorry. That would be a luck check.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Do it. I'll
Go
see
ahead,
you roll
go
up,
ahead,
Chad.
Elsie.
Why am I rolling the luck?
You
check?
said you were gonna do the thing.
You're
Do
the one
thing.
crawling.
But how is this going to solve who I crawl over?
Because
Um,
Doc obviously has an answer, and you're gonna see if it
Does
happens.
Doc have an answer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that roll a luck check, and on a success, you crawl one way. On the other hand, you crawl over Cass.
Great. Good. Perfect.
Just
Okay, I
that's
crawl
a
over
failure.
Cass. Yeah.
You crawl over
It's a
Cass.
hero point.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you, mysterious voice.
Go ahead and use hero point. We got so many of them.
Yay!
Oh, one critical
Whoa.
success. Yeah, you turn, and your instinct is to crawl over Agent Calamity, and then you're like, I might break that guy. He's too skinny, so you just go.
No, she is. She's skinny, but she's definitely not breakable.
She's not breakable. Okay.
I mean, I thought you were
All right.
talking about Agent Carver. Carver?
Who do you
Carver.
crawl over, Elsie?
I got
Yeah.
JD's character.
Okay.
I don't trust
So-
Cass' character.
Carver, apparently there's a hurry to get out of this car.
Carver is just like, you could have asked and I would have gotten out.
No time for that. Anyways, gotta look at the tracks before anybody else gets here. If anybody else gets out here, then you're gonna mess it up. Okay.
What are you looking for?
And I laser focus.
Yeah.
Looking at the ground for signs of just recent
Inhabitants.
tracks, inhabitants. Yeah, any
Yeah,
signs of
yeah.
tracks. Yeah.
Sure. You could roll me a survival check or a search check. Unless you got a better idea.
And then
I suck at both
Kronos
of them.
wants to scan the house with their phone.
Okay, Kronos, first make me a luck check.
Okay.
Can I use anthropology?
No. No.
Look.
This has nothing to do with the study of cultures.
Sometimes it does.
There is no phone signal here.
Of course.
I'm gonna use a hero point just because.
Um,
All right,
okay.
fine.
Okay. Yeah,
I keep
you're
doing a little bit
looking.
lower.
I'll tell you what you do find, even with a failed search roll, Elsie, is there's no other tire tracks. So there's no other vehicle tracks of recent, learning. It rains here pretty often.
Okay.
And so you'd imagine that it would be left behind. But this drivable trail, it seems rarely used.
Okay.
And
I'm
yeah,
going-
no. What are you gonna do? What's that, Miri?
I guess Kronos is just gonna be cursing under the breath and just get out of the car and try to
Okay. Just holding it
put
up
the
like
phone
this.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about the other folks? What about Citrus and Carver and Calamity?
I think I'm going straight to the house, but I would like to make an alertness check as I approach.
Okay. What are you just hearing, looking for movement? Just so you're not surprised, that sort of stuff?
Exactly. Just,
Okay.
just reading the vibes. We're going to read the vibes.
What's Carver's alertness score?
What is my alertness? It is 70.
Okay.
So is mine.
Yeah, I'd like an alertness check. Yeah, go ahead and roll that for me. We'll see how you do. A failure. I'm going to use a villain point to make you re-roll that to see if you succeed.
Oh, there you go, Doc.
I can use
Burn
villain points however I want.
I don't know how I feel about that. That is somehow unnerving.
It's ominous in its own way, isn't it?
It is very ominous in its own way.
How do we do? A success.
We love to see it.
Excellent. Yeah, you don't see anything here. You don't sense any movement. You're not, you don't see anything in the bushes or anything like that watching you. Just appears to be an empty lodge.
Then I'm going to go up and I'm going to knock.
Okay, you knock. Knock, knock, knock. Where's everybody else as this occurs?
I'm going around back.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Calamity's,
follow to the door.
yeah, Calamity staying by the car, assembling her rifle.
Great. And then Miri's yep, Kronos is just waving the phone around. And Elsie, who are you again? Too many C's. Too many
Creep.
agent names.
Great.
Yes. Agent Creep is just sort of looking at the ground.
Yeah.
You all hear the knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. And you're just about to sort of shrug until you hear movement inside. And you can hear something approaching the door. And a voice on the other side says, "Who is it?"
My name's Carver. Irene sent me.
Irene. roll me a persuade check.
I would love to.
I'll say Calamity has moved up, like, just out of sight of the door and has the rifle trained on the door just in case.
Yeah.
And I will say, as I roll this persuade check, Carver is holding his hand towards Calamity,
Yeah.
asking
Oh,
her
right.
to stand down.
Does
Yeah,
she?
no, I'm out of sight of the door. I'm just ready to
Okay.
take a shot.
Yeah, I failed
It's a
that roll.
failure.
It is a
Want to use the
failure.
hero point?
I would like to use a hero point.
Yeah, let's burn
Glad I
them.
bought 4. Let's go.
Let's burn through these. Let's do it.
Burn through the
I mean, at 70, you should be able to succeed at that, right?
I refuse to fail on something I have a 70.
There we go.
Hey!
That reroll is embodied by a sort of like hesitation, you know? And he's like, Agent Irene. Oh, Jeannie. And the door opens and it's still like chained shut, you know? But before it opens, you hear several click, 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 click. And it opens with the chain and a face appears on the other side. And it is the face of an indigenous man who is old as fuck. Like just wrinkles upon wrinkles upon wrinkles, but like still is like brightness in his eyes, and a huge shotgun in his hand. And he sort of looks out and he says, "You said your name was Carver.
I did.
Are you alone?
No. I've
What
got
is
a
it
couple
that
of
you
friends
want?
with me.
Where's Jeannie?"
She is not here, but she was the one who told us where to find you, where you're living, and he is going to hold up the photo that Irene gave them.
Okay. He looks at that and he says, "How is she? Do you know her well?"
Can't say I do. Had the pleasure of meeting her for the first time today, but she seemed to be enjoying the butter pecan ice cream she got.
Yeah, she is a slut for butter pecan. Here. And he closes the door, and then you hear like the chain come off. and he opens the door, and he sort of like his full figure emerges. He is like hunched a little bit, but seems to be in very good shape for his age. Which you're not sure where it is. Like you could maybe make a guess or something like that, or make a roll. But he's old, and he sort of comes out and looks at all of you, and he says, "What is it that you said you were doing here? Why did you want to talk to me?"
We wanted to talk to you about what happened on the mountain that night.
On Salk Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns without saying anything else. In mysterious old man nature, he turns around and goes inside and leaves the door open for you.
I'm gonna follow. I'm taking that as an invitation. I'm not a vampire, so I don't need an explicit invitation like some of us.
Calamity has to stay outside.
Is Calamity a vampire? Oh, no.
Cronus is gonna follow, but they're gonna shrug their Converse shoes off before they go inside.
High tops or low
Very nice.
tops?
High tops.
Hell
You
yes.
stumble trying to shrug high tops off?
You gotta untie him and then like wiggle him off.
Have you ever
They're
tried
like
to take
not
a high top off fast? Like they're really
They're
hard.
not tied anyways. It's fine.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Like
yeah.
they're never tied.
Taking them off without falling. Taking shoes off in general without falling is hard.
Excellent. Is everyone going inside?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So is
posting up
Calamity-
at the door, and I'm just
Okay.
like standing out, like with the door still open so I can hear, but like, yeah, I'm just watching.
No, you
the
let the
woods.
bugs in. Shut the door.
No.
Mhm.
I'm shutting the door.
If you try to
It's
shut the door,
okay.
the rifle goes in your face.
No, it's all right to leave the door open. There's plenty of bugs inside anyway.
Why are there bugs inside? Okay.
Well, who am I to say where the bugs can and can't go? Does anyone want some tea? And you see that now that he's got like, as you get your eyes adjust to the darker inside of this house, there's not like a source of light, but there's like an old like wood burning stove in a corner. There is a mishmash of indigenous like craft work everywhere, lots of wood carvings, and there is like this old gas pump covered in vines. Like it's a weird assortment of stuff throughout this guy's lodge, but it appears like pretty spacious. There is one chair, and you get the sense that's why he hasn't offered you to sit down. Like there's a chair, you know, and there's no other like seatable surface. As you sort of like look around, there are no beds in here either. And so he sort of says, tea. Does anyone want any tea?
Yes, thank you.
One tea. Walks over to the stove and...
I'll
Yes.
take one.
Two. And one for me. And he pours cups of tea. I don't have any sugar. I have some honey. If you want some honey in it. But
Oh, I'll pass. Thank you, though.
I'm
Honey would be
trying...
wonderful, thank you.
I'm trying to consume fewer carbohydrates. I'm not out exploring the trails as much as I used to. He brings each of you a teacup, and then he like sits down on the floor. So, you want to know about what happened 3 years ago? Is this about the recent disappearance too?
Yes, and Irene said that she thought you might have helped out in the search party for that as well.
Yeah, I did. And I know the mountains pretty well. Maybe better than anyone around here. Maybe not Jeannie. She's pretty smart too, but she doesn't come up in the mountains anymore. Where should I start? 3 years ago, 2 miners went missing, and actually surveyors. They were working for a company. I can't having trouble remembering the name. Some corporation. Were surveying the land for some sort of project they had going on. 2 guys, they were up there, and they're supposed to be a blasting job, and they went missing. I could hear the explosions from here. And keep in mind, like, this is Sock Mountain that you're on now, and this was on Sock Mountain. The recent ones are on Owlshead Mountain, you know? But he says, 3 years ago, I could hear the explosions. But it soon became clear they weren't coming back down. 2 days went by before we could send out a search party for them. And, around the 10th, we went up to the crest of the mountain, made our way up there, and we found one of those rings of standing stones. There's lots of them around here, but signs of damage, signs of explosives. Something big had blown up at the stones, almost as if they were trying to hurt them. But we couldn't find either of these men. And so, well, Jeannie and her team came in for whatever group you work for. She never told me. But this time when I joined them and we reached the circle, he slows to a halt, sort of shakes his head, as if he's trying to, like, bury this memory. You know, like he's trying to swallow it back. There was something up there, and it came out of nowhere. I don't know. Sometimes still I feel like there's something watching us in the trees, or maybe the trees are watching us. And that day we saw something that I can't explain, so I try not to think too hard about it, you know? Sometimes you think too hard about something, that's what drives you crazy.
I understand that completely, Thomas, and I know we are asking a lot of difficult questions. I understand that you do not want to stay with this memory, but I am going to ask you to stay with it a bit longer. As much as you can, please tell us what you saw.
Roll me persuade again. That's very good. A 2 under 70. Villain point. I gotta use him. I gotta use him.
You monster.
Not yet. That's later in the adventure. The monster. Come on, villain point. Roll me again. Roll me another persuade. Do it. Unless you did and it's just not showing up on my screen.
It might. I'm gonna click it again just in case.
There it is. That's a 100%. That's a fumble.
Jesus. Oh, I was gonna try and swoop in and help, but that's
Okay, you can do that. The way helping works here is that Mika, you'll roll a d10, and then JD, if you want to use that as your first digit, you can. So if it is a 7 or lower, it's a success. You can just use that as the 10's digit. It's a 1. You rolled a 10 now instead of a 100. It's markedly better. He says, I'll use some things that might make me sound like I've lost my mind. But if you know Genie, maybe you know that there are things we can't explain. And some things are in this woods that are better left unseen. This thing, this child of the forest, that's what I've called it in my head. For weeks, and actually pretty consistently for years now, I find dead animals on trails littered through the forest. Strange tracks, too big to be anything I've seen before. And I think this thing can change your vision so you can't see it. It might be using some sort of magic, but I get the feeling it's intelligent. It has something that it needs to do here. There have been strange things throughout this mountain. Deaths, people disappearing. And if you wanted to talk to the people, maybe at the local news, they could give you some examples. This thing, it was enormous. It just made out of something that I've never seen before. It's nature, it's physical nature. It moved, it played tricks on your eyes. Long branches and tendrils coming off of it in every direction. Enormous trunks for legs, but I only saw it for a brief second. But every once in a while, when I'm up near Fell's Ridge, I get the feeling that something doesn't want me there. Like it owns that place.
Can I roll occult to see if I might know what this is? Yes.
I would love if you would.
Can Kronos also be like trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know, remember all the stuff that they've searched up? I
Sure,
know they
sure.
don't have internet history now, but
Do you want to
there-
help Mika with that roll here?
yeah.
with occult.
So just another D100.
Yeah, roll me a D10.
Is
And
there a hero point I can use?
if this doesn't work, then you could use that hero point.
Okay.
Miri's going to give you a little bit of a new digit to use if you want. A 3, which would take to a 38.
Excellent.
Okay. He describes this thing in the same way that many authors and, occult enthusiasts describe things that they can't explain, right? It was moving. It played tricks on my eyes. It was bigger than it should have been. It was there one moment, then it wasn't. It really doesn't narrow it down. So in this specific instance, he could be talking about something that is, he's definitely talking about something unnatural, right? Something that should not be. But in terms of narrowing it down to a specific branch of occultism or eldritch stuff, he hasn't given you enough to go on yet, but it definitely could be. It's a strong inclination. He's talking about something of that kind of nature.
Did he mention that he saw it, like laid
He
eyes
says
on
he
it?
saw
eyes
it
on
only for a brief moment.
Okay.
But then it moved in a way that made him think that it could be invisible or use magic in some way to mask its appearance. And so, like, he saw a brief glimpse of it, and Jeannie said she never saw it herself.
Okay. Would he be willing to draw what he thinks he saw?
Yeah. Roll me persuade. That we'll use that to determine.
I'm gonna hero point it unless someone wants to help me talk this guy into drawing a really shitty.
I'm happy to help you. I'll help you.
Thank you. Okay.
Roll a d10.
There you go.
That's a
I'm
24.
going to use a villain point to have Elsie reroll the whole thing right from
Oh
the top.
wow! Thank you.
Yeah. Look, I'm using hero points.
yeah.
It's still 37.
For villain points. Woo, you succeed!
Thank you,
I
JD,
can-
for double success though.
Oh, I can try.
I didn't thank you, but also thank you.
And he says, does anyone have something to draw with?
I do.
Here. Oh, okay.
Always prepared.
Always. He starts drawing something, and at first it looks kind of like a tree. You know, it's kind of like narrow and stuff, but then he has these different parts branching off, and then at some of the limbs he has these small curling tendrils. And actually, I'm going to reward Elsie's real good rolling with a picture that reveals partially what it might look like, at least. He also adds, well, for lack of a better word, he adds what you think might be eyes. Several eyes to it. This is the kind of vibe you're getting from the drawing.
It's a little guy.
There's a little guy.
Well, he seems to think it's a big guy, but yeah.
A little guy
It is a little big
not.
guy.
Friend shaped. Absolutely friend shaped.
There you go, friend shaped. He kind of looks like
probably just-
Eldritch Groot.
Yeah, he's Eldritch Groot. Yeah, there's a good way of describing.
Why is he got a mouth at the bottom? Never mind.
Great question.
What that mouth do?
Eating
Thank
butts.
you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Are specific. We got specific about it. Okay.
You want
So
to
we know what the monster wants to eat butts. JD, we
I
are playing
started
Monster
calling it
Hearts.
the butt eater, he says.
Okay.
No, just kidding. He does not say that. He doesn't say that.
Okay, no take backsies though. You know that, Doc. No take
Well, can I
backsies.
use a hero
If you
point
mention,
to
hey-
make that-
Yeah. If you mention, hey, there are mouth down low, he says, oh yeah, there's plenty of mouths. He puts more mouths on it. He says,
How many teeth? Oh,
And are they superior?
he says, are you going to go to the Circle of Stones? Look for yourselves.
I think
Most
so.
likely, yes.
You might need my help getting there. if you decide to ascend the mountain, I can take you. Or if you need to find your way to Fell's Ridge. And like I said, I know this area pretty well. You look at this, like, elderly man. This hunched, thin, and leathery fella. And I think all of you sort of say to yourself inside your heads, well, anyone with empathy inside your heads says, do we want to risk this? Do we want to bring this old man up on a mountain? You know?
I think Calamity will duck her head inside the door and just say, no offense, sir, but if you could draw us... We've all got copies of the map. If you could draw the trails we need to use.
Oh. Yes.
It'll be
sure.
dangerous. We don't want to put you in any more danger than needed.
Well,
Cool.
he says, I'm happy to... By the way, where's Carver when she says this? Because she was outside.
Oh, no, yeah, Calamity is fully standing outside.
Oh, sorry, Calamity.
And just,
Yeah, Calamity's
just
outside.
ducks her head, to the open door, like around the corner, and just says that into the house.
He says, yes, I can do that. I'm gonna make a roll for him, to see how he does. He's got indigenous art as one of his skills, so we'll see how he does.
Oh, just barely a fumble.
But it's doubles.
It's a fumble. It's a fumble. So he says, I think this is it. And he adds these trails. He says, sometimes the trails, it can get confusing. And if I were on them in person, I'd know them better. But here, and he hands you back the map.
Confusing how? Love.
When you get deeper into the forest and further up the mountain, it can be easy to lose direction, to be turned around, and many people get lost there. As I said, some of them could be completely mundane or ordinary, maybe some not so much.
Any signs we should avoid?
Well, I mean, if you hear a wolf or a bear or something, stay away from that. There are animals out there. If you see poison ivy, don't roll around in it. It's a forest, like any forest, but
With
this thing...
extras. Yes.
Yes, it has extra bonus elements to it. But if you see something like a hoof print, but the size of maybe the hood of a car, might be a good sign, or a bad one.
I'd say bad. You know, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I've seen Jurassic Park, so.
I don't know. I would trust Thomas's judgment of that. He is much more familiar with this area.
He said good or bad, Carver.
Yes.
Correct. I heard him.
But if you are here to address the situation, that's good. Did you need anything else from me?
You were with the latest search party as well.
Yeah.
Were there any differences with what you saw this time
Different
compared to
mountain
3 years ago?
over on Owlshead. Not far. Suppose this thing could have migrated. But it's the same in that we found nothing. No signs of bodies or blood. If these men were taken, they were taken whole.
How about GPS compass? Reliable? Up on the mountain?
GPS, I don't know. I hear people complaining about theirs, but I don't know if that's always or just sometimes if they cut in and out. Better to use your instincts. Or my instincts.
Yeah, currently as I have got no service, we might be using the old compass.
Yeah, Doc, Calamity will pull out her GPS. Is it working?
Roll me a luck check.
Luck.
Lucky.
You're after me, Lucky Charms. Nope, that's not lucky.
That's not lucky. No, it's not working. And even like maybe it's just a dead battery, because you feel like if it's satellite based, maybe it's just bad luck.
It's just bad luck because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely changed the batteries before I got off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
For that matter, is the compass doing the whirly twirlies like it belongs to Jack Sparrow?
It is, if you're using a compass, it does a little bit, not to the extent where it's like, oh no, interference, it's just a little bit like, it like hangs on one angle for a little bit that is clearly wrong, says east when it's not east, and then it'll pop back to where it's supposed to go. It's just, lots of mineral deposits in the mountain, maybe, messing with it.
Sure. Mineral deposits are what we're here to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Magnets.
Everyone who has HumInt,
Yes.
make me a human check on Thomas. I promise not to villain this.
Oh God, guys, get these failures out now.
Yeah. Vampire Crew, Goth Kids, Calamity and Kronos. You guys are sure that Thomas has given you all the information you need, and you're ready to go.
That actually does track for Calamity.
Elsie. Elsie, Creep, you see that sometimes Thomas will pause the conversation and just sort of stare off, especially when he's talking about the unnatural things in the area or the history of the mountain. Like, he's running things over in his mind. JD, Carver knows that Thomas has a story that he thinks applies to this, but he's not sharing it because he's anxious about that for some reason. Like, he's worried about the way it'll make him seem. Mika, Citrus is staring off and is distracted with a normal failure. Just like,
Yeah.
I think in that case, Carver will kind of look at the others, see that they're getting ready to go, consider what he is picking up from Thomas, and say, place like this, I'd imagine there's a lot of stories. Are there any that you think would help us?
Is it just you in the room with him now?
I think Elsie is still with me.
To roll over that crit, he looks at you and then looks at your teammates, your cellmates, right? Looks around a little bit, and that's all the human you need to know what he's thinking. And he says, no, nothing else. Like, he would rather tell you alone. He doesn't want to tell too many people, and you, more than anyone else, have earned his trust. Nothing.
And I think then Carver will say, all right, everyone, let's get ready to head out. I'll meet up with you in a couple of minutes.
Never.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna go over the map one more time with Thomas.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Okey-dokey.
Anyone gonna push back from that?
Nope, I'm gonna snatch my
No.
little drawing and head towards the door.
Kronos isn't even gonna put his shoes back on. They're just gonna grab him and walk out.
Excellent.
Make sure there's no
Who
bugs
says-
in your shoes.
All stars. Yeah.
Hey now,
Everyone. Hey now, you are all stars.
get your shoes
This is
on.
what dreams are made of.
Go investigate Eldritch Horror. So everyone sort of files out, and then Thomas like picks up what you're laying down, Carver. Everyone who's outside, it's raining, and so you're all trying to like get in the car, before stuff gets wet. Like poor Kronos, your socks are wet. Kronos, your socks are wet. Make me a sanity check,
All right. Hold on.
because that's what
That's
I'd roll
unfair,
sanity
Doc.
checks for in real
Yeah,
life.
that's so fair. That's so fair
Yeah.
because this
Yeah.
would break me as well.
Okay, you don't take any sanity loss.
Okay, good.
You just come to terms with your
I'm
socks
just very
being wet.
uncomfortable.
Calamity
Anyway.
has extra clothes. We'll hand a pair of socks over.
Thanks, babe.
Socks.
There you go, love.
Inside, Thomas waves you over, and here, and he hands you a little carving. It is. It appears as if he made it himself, and it's this little creature that kind of has like gargoyle mixed with insect vibes to it. It looks nothing like the drawing he made, showed everyone earlier. And he says, there is one story about, 60, 70 years ago. It was a long time. There was this man living on the mountain. I'm trying to remember his name. It was a silly name, like a nickname. It wasn't his real name. His last name was McGee. Cooter McGee. Yes. He came up to the woods to live by himself for some reason, and once when I was very young, this was back in the 50s, I went up and followed him from town up into the woods. And to be honest, I was just hoping to steal some of the booze that he makes. But I followed him, and I found him talking to, and he holds up the tiny little creature and shows it to you. It says, this thing. And I left, but for days afterwards, my lodge was assailed by these creatures. They came throwing rocks at the windows and pounding on the door. After that, I never saw them again. Anyway, I don't know if that helps. But yes, plenty of strange things. And he puts the carving into your hand, and he closes your hand over. He says, take this. I'll be dead soon, so I don't need it. Let me know if you need any more help.
I appreciate that, Thomas. Both this, and he gestures towards his clasped hand and says, then, the story and sharing your experiences with us, and well, you may be nearing the end of your days. We do not want to speed that up any quicker by having you come with us, but we appreciate the offer.
Very well. Be safe.
You
Tell
as well.
Jeannie I said hi.
I will, and I'll make sure there's more of that butter pecan ice cream in her future too.
No. Good. She's a real slut for it. And he closes the door. You all descend from the mountain. Where are you going from here? You can talk about this in character as you drive, whatever you want to do.
I call shotgun with the map, with the trails. Follow them as best we can with the car. Then get out and walk.
Hot dog sounds like a plan.
Did you just say hot dog?
And you just said it too.
You're a fucking cartoon cat. What the fuck?
Pot kettle black.
You know, fair.
I feel like we're best friends now.
So,
Look at this banter.
so you're heading to, where are you heading? What's the destination?
Fells Ridge.
Fells Ridge.
Any
the other lead you had also is he said that people at the newspaper might be able to, give you more information about the history of those.
Are we going back down the mountain?
Here's the thing. This ain't fucking Pathfinder here. We can split the party if you want. So you could send some to the ridge and some to the newspaper. I'm just saying you have options. That's all.
It might be no splitting.
No. I think
No,
splitting
okay,
is a
so
great
it's-
idea.
I think splitting is a great idea.
Splitting is a great idea.
Splitting is a
Let's do
good
that.
idea. It is a good idea. I just know
Okay.
what's about to happen.
I mean, I think since we're already on the mountain, we should just stay.
Stay on the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the two of us. There are 3 other
Yeah.
people in
Fair
this
enough.
party.
Fair enough.
But we have one car.
We do have one car, so
It's
whoever
You have one car and there's a place to rent a scooter.
but it's down the mountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Looks like we're
trying to get
taking a
up the
vote.
mountain on the scooter. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right,
So you head
gang,
off towards-
we're taking a vote.
Fells Ridge, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Off you go. You get as far as you can in the car. It won't take you all the way. We're at the edge of wilderness here, so you do find like a parking area trailhead type of thing that can lead you in that direction. Apparently, Fells Ridge is not unpopular as a hiking spot. And so you find a trail that seems to indicate heading toward Fells Ridge, and off you go. I still have that green circle there, and it's driving me crazy. Go away, green circle. You head off, and we'll say this is not a casual hike, right? We're in the mountains here, and it's a steep upslope. I'd like a check from folks to see how you do. I think athletics is just the best way to go about this. Let's do athletics at first here to see what kind of pace you're setting.
I'm using a hero point, Elsie.
Oh my gosh, I'm using a hero point.
Thank you.
Use
Okay.
them. Make it rain.
I can't.
Use them all up now.
You can't use luck, right? That's one of the differences in Call
Nope,
of
that's
Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu. Yep,
Okay.
yep. Sorry,
Alright,
no luck.
I am also
there
gonna
we go.
use luck.
I could understand why you'd want to.
You mean a
Yeah.
hero point?
But yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
How many hero points do we have left?
I don't know. I gotta do a calc after. Did we all reroll? Okay, that was worse.
Yeah, all 3 of us.
I
rerolled.
did.
Um,
I did not reroll.
No, I just accepted my failure.
Excellent.
I'm a
Never mind.
computer nerd. I ain't gonna do
Yeah,
good at
that's
athletics.
basically what I was. Yeah.
Everyone who's accepting their
Is that
failure.
3? 3? Hero
Yeah,
points?
we used 3.
Okay. Anybody who accepts their failure, roll me a Constitution check. So this is, if you just click on Constitution in your statistics, it'll give you a con times 5 check.
Hey. JD. Buddy, refresh that browser right now.
Fucking military, and I'm falling apart here.
I
Jesus.
think
Yeah.
it's karma.
Refresh that browser, reset that algorithm. Let's go.
because I never get to roll well in Boundary or like with real dice or in Roll20.
Let's
Real
have
Boundary hates me.
with that failure, JD. Roll me a D4.
Oh no.
I would love to, Doc. I would absolutely love to.
Good.
Oh
A
god.
4. This climb is exhausting, and you can be as, ready to go and load it out and kit it out as you want to be, but you lose 4 willpower points. So basically what that means is willpower is like your grit, is your determination. It's just you're tired. Everybody else, you lose 1 willpower point even if you were successful, because it's a strenuous climb.
Okay.
Well, that's not good. Oh wait, I changed the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh no, I didn't. Oh yes. Cool.
Excellent. Fell's Ridge is a part of Owlshead. It is surrounded by old growth trees. This slope of the mountain is, it is just overgrown. And to make matters worse, the rain is picking up and you start to hear like peals of thunder off in the distance. And it's a good thing you had extra socks, is all I'm going to say about that. But as you sort of explore this area, tell me, someone, what are you looking for?
A great question.
What are you trying to determine by visiting this part? Thomas said he had a feeling that somebody was watching him there, right? Or that somebody owned it, a proprietary feeling.
Can I roll alertness to see if I feel like someone's watching?
Yeah, I'd like to do the same.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm also going to roll a D100 for no reason. Cool.
Ooh, crit!
It is
Fucking go.
critical.
44 out of 70.
32 out of 60.
Excellent. So you two, scanning the horizon, looking at the thick growth of trees and the tree line in the small clearing where you are, it is like a large cliff face. There's a hiking trail nearby, but you can see how it would be dangerous to be hiking up here. Especially if it becomes slick or anything. You're at an elevation now where a fall would mean death. And so it's a little bit on edge, but as you like look into the tree line, Calamity, you don't see anything. But Citrus, I did a competing roll here. And basically on a competing roll, even if you succeed, if the other party succeeds and they're higher than you, they're the winner. But Citrus, you see movement in the trees. A small figure, maybe a child, maybe an animal, but it's bipedal, you think, for just a moment, as you see something like jump from a tree branch to another tree branch and then slide out of view and you lose it. What do you do?
I tell this to Calamity right away, because I know Calamity was also kind of looking, so I could just kind of lean over and kind of point to the general area.
Rifle up through the scope,
Yeah.
looking to see if I can spot it.
Okay. How about another alertness? And you did. No, that was your first one. Roll me another alertness, this time at a plus 10. So instead of rolling to get under 60, you'll roll to get under 70. Because Citrus has pointed this out for you.
How do I add a plus 10? It won't let me.
It should.
I can add...
If you don't do plus 20, plus 20 is fine. I think it's just 20 is in the system for some reason.
Yeah, 20 and 40. So.
Yeah.
I guess can I? Oh, I
Shane?
guess me
I would-
assisting already
no,
added.
I'm
that.
burning
Dan
a-
kind of give her the plus 10.
I'm
Shane.
going to add a hero. I'm burning a hero point for this. That is bullshit.
Okay. yeah,
Agreed.
please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Try again.
There we go.
At first,
Wait,
it's
would
nothing.
that be a critical because it was a plus 20?
No, because it's not a double digit.
Oh, okay.
It would be a hard success in Cthulhu, but we're not playing Cthulhu anymore.
Yeah.
So you at first see branches moving and think Citrus saw nature. I don't know. Does Citrus give off the vibe of somebody who's out in nature a lot?
No.
Okay.
Well.
Just giving off the guy from Cocaine Bear. What's his name? Miri knows what I'm talking about. Oh.
He's just kind of, I don't know, if someone who's in intelligence, I'd say no, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, like they're
in that case,
familiar.
Calamity, your suspicion here is that Citrus saw a nature and got startled by like a leaf moving in a weird way or something like that. But then you see it. And you see it from the back, or what you think is the back. The reason it's so hard to pick out is you see a shape on a tree branch with its back to you, but it is darkly colored, like browns and blacks, but also you think underneath you see like human skin tone under there. It's just maybe filthy. And then you see, as it turns its head slightly, this enormous beard tangling like down from its face, and then it goes and it's gone. That's what you see. Fun sounds.
Well, that was unpleasant to behold. Eyes up, everyone. We have little men in the woods watching us.
You don't mean Smurfs either.
The creepy
don't know that.
Smurfs. Creepy Smurfs.
Could be Papa Smurf. He's got a beard.
Like gremlins?
Less gremlin, more human mogwai.
This is why you don't feed things.
I didn't
Because
bring
you
any
gave
breadcrumbs.
gremlins.
No, I've got snacks if you're hungry, pet, but don't worry about it.
Why am I a part of this team?
Why are any of us a part of this team?
Luck of the draw, I guess.
There was a draw?
Yeah. They picked it all.
I just
Especially.
put a
Were there
kinda
prizes?
got put here.
Like, is this like a consolation prize?
No, they usually think we're going to bring something useful.
Okay.
So, you saw movement back there. Do you want to do anything? I mean, do you go running haphazardly and heedlessly into the forest, or do you just make a note of it and continue your investigation?
I make a
Ew.
note of it, yeah, just, yeah.
I think Calamity keeps training, keeps an eye out for any more little people or big tree
Yeah.
people.
Excellent.
I guess so. It is. With my
now-
alertness so high, I'm gonna say Agent Citrus is a nature person.
Okay. Okay.
Not that it matters, I guess, but
Well, it disproves Calamity's theory. Not to mention they also saw Papa Smurf. So, yeah.
Allegedly.
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 The rest of you, I mean, you can go over this whole area. You don't see any stone circles here. There isn't any, there's tracks on the trail of hikers going back and forth. Think there's anything else?
Do we know where the standing circle is?
Thomas drew you a map.
Mm-hmm.
He sure did.
All right, let's look at that map.
Okay. Pull out the map.
Chop chop.
He's marked a few different spots on Owlshead Mountain, where you are now. And just sort of like here and there. There's one that's not too far from where you are now. I'll mention that the wind is picking up, and it is, it's like 4 p.m. So you've got a few more hours of daylight.
How
Head
long
off down
did
the
it
trail.
take us to get up this far?
You drove to a parking area, and we'll say it took you like 2 hours to reach by foot.
I think Calamity will look around. 30 more minutes and then we're heading back down. We are not staying up here overnight.
Okay.
Or I'm not. You can.
What is, and I usually don't ask this in Delta Green, what's the marching order here?
That's a great question. I think Agent Citrus is near the front, which means Calamity would probably be nearby, I would assume. Would the sniper be up front or in the back?
I think I'll take them back.
Okay.
Definitely somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think close to the rear with Calamity.
I guess that leaves Kurdos in the frontish, second middle
Okay.
sort of deal.
So,
Whatever's left.
Citrus is in front.
Mhm.
Kronos is in front-ish. You're the front two. And then we have Creep as the Chewy center and the other two in the back. Is that right? Okay. You head down this trail. It is, again, perilous. Like, it's not easy hiking. It's strenuous. Everybody roll me another athletics check.
Ooh boy. This isn't gonna end well, is it?
Failure.
Why did...
Lots of failures. Lots of failures.
Fuck these
I mean,
mountains,
To
man.
fumble.
Wow, roll 20. Fuck you sideways with a cactus.
We haven't really talked about can you reroll fumbles, but I'm gonna say no. You
Yeah, no. It's fine.
That's fair.
can't. So, if you did a regular fail, everyone except for Calamity, because everybody else failed, roll me a con times 5 check.
Why did none of us do athletics?
I did. I have a 60 in athletics.
Success.
Ooh. All right. If you succeed, you take 1 point of willpower loss, as the athletic nature of this, it still saps away at your energy. If you failed, we'll roll 1d4, and that's how much willpower loss you take. Cass, you take 4 points of willpower loss.
Bring that down to 5 points, BB.
Those of you who are getting down to willpower of like 5, you are like starting to like be like, oh god, I hope it's that thing where you're like, I hope we go back soon. I don't want to complain. I don't want everybody else to be mad at me. I hope we're done with this soon.
Oh,
You know, like you're
Calamity's
tired.
complaining.
Okay. What does that look like?
It's raining. We're in the woods. Let's go. We're not going to find anything tonight. Let's just go. Let's go. We're going.
I'd like the front two, assuming they have the map, to roll me a navigation check.
Oh, I'm the wrong person.
10%, baby. Let's fail this. Yeah.
Big failure. Ooh, slightly smaller failure.
If this were a Call of
10%.
Cthulhu, I'd spend the luck.
Okay.
Two wrong people to be in
You-
front.
Right.
You stop
Oh, there's no right people.
and you realize There have been turns, there have been switchbacks, there have been junctions, there have been intersections and trails. You've been trying to follow this map and you realize it's wrong. But you don't know where you are. And just as you're like coming to terms with that and how you sort of tell the rest of the group about that, maybe 30 yards off, you hear this loud and crash as this enormous tree falls across the path that you just came from.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, that happened.
Mm.
Udagi.
So
I guess we're not
lost?
going back. We're lost.
I mean,
That's okay, because I have camping gear.
I also brought camping gear.
I would not consider this okay, but good that we have supplies, I suppose.
Yeah, that is the
There-
optimistic view.
Yeah. Just because it's called a night on Owlshead Mountain, I don't want to make you think you have to stay here. Just to be clear.
How
If
big
you
of
can
a
think
tree are we
of
talking?
another way to like find your bearings, there's still a chance for that.
How big
you
of
know,
a tree?
Survival.
Survival would be great. If you're using a tool, I'd let you do that with a little bit of an advantage, such as a working GPS or a working compass. You can, see if those things are up and running now.
I pulled both out.
Yeah.
And just hold
Yeah.
them like this.
Like looking at both of them to compare like where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I like have Carver hold the map so I can like try and figure it out.
Search be one? Or was
Make
that
one
more-
for me anyway. Yes, sure.
Sure.
Anybody
Yeah.
else who wants? I
Search
need.
for a path.
If you're gonna make a navigate roll or a survival roll, I need one person to do it, but you can do it at plus 20 with those tools, assuming they work. Okay, success for Miri. Got that? Who's gonna make this survival navigate?
I will help
My
somebody.
Okay.
Maybe.
My
Maybe. I don't know
survival's
what.
at 30.
That's decent. Survival's at 30.
Okay.
Yeah, my
so
survival. Yeah. Yeah.
Add the 20.
I've got to.
Oh my god. Do we have hero points?
Elsie, what's the hero point count at?
10.
Okay, get 10
I'm
hero points.
using a hero point.
That's a good
Do
time
it.
to use one, I think. Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Another failure. Wait, yes,
By
a failure by 2
two.
points. 2 points.
Can, what would I do to help if? But we're just assuming that I'm going to roll
If
the
you're
right
assisting,
number.
you already gave them plus 20 with the tools, but if you also
yeah.
want to assist just by your mere presence, you can roll me a D10, and we'll see if that works. If you fail, you are going to share in the sanity loss that Mika's character is about to get.
Pressing big red buttons. Let's
Do
go.
Oh,
8.
fuck.
That is a
fucking
big failure.
cover the
Both of
chainsaw.
you,
That's-
both of you take me. Both of you make me a sanity check. As you're like lost, a little bit of panic starts to rise in your chest. As like the anxiety of like, holy shit, we're in the wilderness.
Now I
I'm not
succeed
prepared
a
for
fucking
this. You both take 1 point of sanity loss, we'll say, with a successful sanity save. Miri, Kronos is searching, like, is there an opening somewhere, and your successful search roll gives you 2 things. And the first thing is you hear this sound. And it sounds like a horn or a bellow, but it is unnaturally warbly, like it vibrates almost. It's sort of like the sound wave was like, it's like, like it just, and it's so far away. It makes sense that the others don't hear it, but something about it is deeply unsettling. You are somewhat comforted by the fact that it's far away, but I do need you to make me a sanity check first. Okay. Roll 1d4
All right.
for me and take that much sand loss. As you failed barely. Again, these are real close, guys.
Mm-hmm.
These are real close. You take 1 point of sanity loss, Kronos. But as you're like, you know, your pupils dilate and you're like, you start to like, adrenaline pumps through your veins as you skate. And then you see off in the distance, the trail. You see a trail and you remember it. There is like a tree with like a blue piece of cloth tied around it. You're like, you passed that earlier. You know that trail. It was the trail that you took from the car. And so you can get, like, that's where it is. You point it out to everybody. And you all quickly get over there and keep on moving. You make it back to the car. Success.
Yay.
What do you want to do here? You want to go down the mountain? Call it a night?
Yeah.
Want to go to the local
Yeah.
tavern?
Tavern, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone want to go talk to the newspaper for all the handouts that I made? Or
Yeah.
no?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, great, okay.
Me. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no,
Cool,
more ice
cool,
cream.
cool,
More ice
cool,
cream.
cool.
No handouts.
Are we gonna
Okay,
split the
well, I mean,
not?
we can all do different things.
Free-
We can
Yeah.
split this
Coming
up.
with me.
Yeah.
Bestie and I
So
are
just-
going to the bar.
Just
Yeah,
by a
we
show,
are.
Yeah.
just by a show of
Non-newspaper.
hands, who's going to the bar first?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Besties.
Who is going to get ice cream?
That was
Nobody.
a joke. It was a joke.
Hey, legitimate. And who is going to the newspaper office? Okay. First of all, bar crew. You get in
Yeah.
there, and it is a local bar that is adjusting to tourist lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, it's full of local people, but you can tell that they're also trying to market themselves to the crowd that passes through on their way into the mountains or out camping out of Seattle, you know, into the wilderness. Is there anything you two want to accomplish here? Do you want to, like, eavesdrop and, like, make small talk, or just get a drink and take a break?
I mean, Calamity will flirt with a bartender to get information.
Yeah, eavesdrop.
Okay. Roll me a
Thank you,
listen
Wingman.
alertness for either of you.
Alert. Oh my god.
Finally!
Ooh. Okay. It is mostly inane chatter. You know, politics, sports. On repeat. But at one point, Calamity gets up to use the loo, as they would say. The toilet. And on their way to the loo, you hear a couple.
As they would say in Japanese, which Agent Citrus speaks.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Does Calamity speak any other languages?
All
No?
those and like conversational, how much British people know French.
Got it. Well, it's in English then. You hear a conversation
Thanks.
between two people, and you hear them talking about these developments that are going on the mountain. And the reason there are these people going up there. They mention a couple different things that you pick up. They mention these groups. One of them is called the Weston Logging Consortium. The other one is called the Mill Valley Ski Company. And you get the impression that they're working together to clear part of the mountain for some sort of ski resort on Owlshead. They also say that they're surprised the consortium, the Weston Consortium, is still here after the bad luck they had 3 years ago. That's some good juicy stuff for you to pick up there. The others, you go to the local paper, and we won't require anything here. They are happy to help you. This is the Townsend Herald, so you have to kind of take scooters out of town, out of concrete to get there. You go over to Townsend, and I think it's the Herald. I might be wrong, but they say, "Oh, yes, strange. Yes, the Herald. Oh, strange things up on the mountain. Yeah. Oh, we've got no shortage of those." And it takes them a little bit, but they hand you a fucking stack of newspaper articles. You take them back to the hotel or whatever where you get your room to look them over. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on break. I'm going to give you the 8 articles that you think are the most pertinent. And over the next 15 minutes, take a look over, see what details you can glean from them. And just sort of use that time for that, or go into the bathroom. Everybody in chat, you don't have any articles to deal with, so just go use the bathroom and get some snacks, get something to drink, and then come back here, and we will see you all at about 10 past the hour. All right, so stay there, don't change, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Why? Because I said, hey everybody, welcome back. We're glad to have you here. We are with C-Cell in the town of Concrete, Washington, investigating some missing people and some reports of weird creatures in the Cascade Mountains, specifically on one called Owlshead Mountain, but also an adjacent one called Sauk Mountain. And our agents have just hit the mother load of newspaper articles and have been poring over them while on break and coming up with all sorts of weird things. So agents, let's cut away. We'll say that the newspaper team brought back these articles to the ones that were at the bar, who probably aren't drunk, but probably a little bit like, oh boy, homework, back from the bar to do some homework. So
Feeling good. Until
as you look,
came.
you all have access to these, and they're all in your journals. As you look them over, what sort of stuff are you coming up with that you want to share with each other?
Also, I like to imagine that Calamity and Citrus were bonding over something. They were playing some kind of drinking game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How many eldritch creatures have you dated?
Fuck, marry, kill, Cthulhu, a literal UFO, and the Loch Ness Monster. That's what we were playing, yeah.
Excellent.
When everyone came in, yeah.
So you're back at the hotel, like, you walk back from, and now you're just sitting on the beds going, kill. And here comes the newspaper crew.
Well,
Everyone
this
do a
town's
presentation.
this town's investigative police work is shit, but I feel like we already knew this. McGee seems to be a big player. Maybe dead, maybe alive. They think he's dead, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, mentioning Cooter McGee to the people at the newspaper, they come back with a lot of articles where his name pops up. Of course, the latest of those is dated when? 50s or something like that? 1950s? maybe later?
57.
Yep.
57, and they say there's none after that. He doesn't show up in the news anymore because he died. But they also say that his family still runs a general store called McGee's General Store in Rockport. That he still has living family in the area. But yeah, tell me more about these Cooter articles. With you want to give me a timeline of this Cooter? I love watching Elsie's face every time I say Cooter.
Well, basically, it seems that, let's see, 56 or 7, trying to go through all this.
So he committed murder.
Yeah, Deem's
He did
insane.
Oh, murder. Okay, like one murder.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
No, seriously, who
No,
hasn't?
didn't he killed 2 people. I'm trying to find the article for
Oh,
2
the
he
murder
killed.
count's ticking up. Okay, we got 2 people. Who hasn't?
Me?
Are you trying to get a body count?
Kind.
Apparently. Okay, it's the teenagers. let's see, Keith Yardley and Michael Brock. That was back in 57. And then that's when he escaped from the asylum. They kind of gave up the chase because it was going to be winter, and then they assumed that Iggy died because, winter kills up here, apparently, but I don't believe anything's dead without a body.
Yeah. Yeah, two teenagers, it says, these two, back in 56. And the subtitle, the subheadline, the byline, says that he murdered them and injured 5 other people with a hatchet. And then there's this interesting line in there. If you look at the second paragraph of that July 7th, 1956 massacre article, which is that one of them was his nephew, a kid named Clarence McGee. And I mean, other than that, it looks like after that, they put him in an asylum. And the name of this asylum is the original text I had to block out to change the location of it, but it's the name of it I have written down. It's somewhere. It's like the Western State Hospital or something like that is the name of it. I'll get the real name of it, but it mentions that as the asylum he was sent to, and then apparently he escaped in the middle of winter, and so they assumed he died in the elements. Anything else? Any other show and tells from these articles?
Do you hand them over for us all to read? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
okay. I'm sorry. Giant fucking crabs in 1927.
That was 100 years ago. I'm not certain that is relevant to this case.
Really, Carver?
Have we seen any?
An old man drew us a picture of a giant tree with too many eyes and too many mouths, and you think crabs won't potentially factor in?
I'm not seeing the connection that you are drawing, Calamity.
You've never seen a coconut crab.
Huh. You know what? I'm interested in the death of that scientist.
Mm-hmm. And the local
But
recluse.
he went up here for bird watching, and then died of exposure. I don't think that a bird watcher would know how to properly cover up, right?
2 missing scientists. Akeley.
Ah,
But his house was riddled by bullet. Makes me
This
think he
one
was
is-
shooting at things.
While you're doing this, JD, have Carver make me an int ×5 roll. Just choose intelligence and it'll do the roll for you. Ooh, that's a very good success. You don't think the crabs have anything to do with this, and then you put your hand in your pocket. You feel that carving that Thomas made for you. You take it out, and he used the words insectile, or like a bug. But you could see how this could also be crab-like. It's a possibility.
You see Carver just sitting there staring at this carving in his hand. Turning it, studying it.
He hasn't shown this to anyone else yet, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He did tell the story about Cooter to everyone else, so they do have that
Right.
information.
Carver.
Yes, Calamity?
What's that?
Thomas had handed this to me. Does this look like a crab to any of you?
Crabs.
It kind of has claws, like a crab would have, and so you all see that it has kind of like this plated chitinous thing that he's kind of, but it's a wood carving, you know, like it's hard to express that even with as good as he is at carving wood.
He had said that this was what the creatures he saw McGee talking to, what they looked like.
So, little crab creatures, and also
Big crab creatures. Little ones and big ones.
tree creatures, big
Tree
crab,
crab.
creatures. I'm telling you, coconut crabs. Google it. Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I've
thing.
seen coconut crabs.
Coconut
Okay.
crabs ate Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They would
Now
also
that they're
eat
back
through
at
the
the inn, I'm
side.
assuming they have internet now.
You do. You all have clear signal now.
We all have internet.
Can Pronos do like, I don't know, a quick like search for
coconut
like
crab.
known of
Coconut
occult
crabs?
related crabs,
Of crabby cults.
crabby cults.
Okay.
Krabby
roll
Patty.
me. What's
Ooh.
your computers must be way up there? Is it like 80 or higher?
Computer 60.
Okay, roll me a
Can I
computers
roll
check then.
a cult at the same time?
Yeah, sure,
To
sure.
think of crab cults.
Crab cults. 17.
Yeah.
17's very good. Okay. I'm waiting for Mika here.
33.
Formulate the response.
Critical success.
I don't like that laugh.
Yeah.
That is a critical success for Mika and a regular success for Miri. Miri, you are like looking for like instances of people, you know, comparing crabs to what? Monsters, ghosts, aliens?
Maybe, yeah, like, I don't know, cultures and like cultures that use reference crabs and like, I don't know, claws, maybe, sort of deal.
You come across an article. It's like a journal article. It doesn't appear to have gotten much attention. It involves a confession from somebody that was taken in this area.
Crab fashion, if you will.
It's a crabfession of the late 1700s is when this was dated.
Okay.
And it's a strange, the reason it got so much notice is because it was kept in writing. But this man like apparently lived out in the woods and was like apparently guilty of murdering all these people who ventured into the forest. And when they caught him, he kept on saying that the pink crab men made him do it. And the crabmen made him do it, and he kept saying that over and over. Everyone tried to calm him down, apparently, but he's just started chanting something. And a doctor sort of like took careful notes about this chanting stuff and for a medical journal, and that's what Citrus finds. Citrus, you find a recording made in 1933 of an unidentified shaman from one of the towns in the area. And in it, this ethnologist carefully narrates a ritual they're watching take place from this shaman. They are apparently putting certain plants and herbs and pastes into a fire, and they say it's to call down the winged ones. He doesn't finish the spell, or the chant, the incantation, and instead explains to the ethnologist what the final component would be if he wanted to complete it, which he does not want to. There is, in the recording, a careful list of the required materials to summon this thing. It is a nearly perfect guideline to doing this summoning ritual.
What is unnatural for?
Unnatural is so occult has to do with like the strange, the cultish. Unnatural is the stuff that a cult indirectly follows and worships and thinks about. Unnatural is that one thing that's like, in Cthulhu it would be eldritch mythos, the stuff that you're not meant to know, so you get little tiny bits of it and it fucks you up.
Can I roll a natural for this?
What do you have in unnatural?
10.
Yeah, of course you can.
What would the
I
consequences
would
be
love
if I
that for
fumble?
you. If you fumble, we'll do 1d6 sanity loss.
Okay.
If you succeed, no sanity loss.
Oh my god, I succeeded!
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
you get
god!
a 3.
Holy shit.
What is it that you are trying to determine here? The specific entity that they're referencing?
I guess, yeah.
That's a fucking crazy roll, so I'll just tell you this. At one point, I won't say which, you were a part of a certain group, a family, an organization, where you lived, where you were brought up. They turned their attentions on several dark things, old things, alien things. And one race that they spoke of frequently, although you've never seen it, but they've described, are a race called the Migo. The M-I-Go. And from what you remember, with, as little as you know about this, they were alien in origin, but they took interest in Earth and they would come and go. And when you say they would, you don't mean just like 100 years ago or 10 years ago. They've done this since before recorded history. And that in some references and estimations, they had been ascribed as being like crabs with wings or pink bugs with wings.
So can't
I'll
believe
say
that.
also, I'll add one more thing because it's a 3. There were some cross references to Native American folklore. They called them the silent ones or the winged ones.
Right. Shoot, should I?
Do you share that with them?
Yes. I guess I do, yeah. With my excuse knowing this being I'm in intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll say that. Does anyone else have anything in unnatural? I wouldn't imagine so. This is all news to you all. And you can choose to decide whether you believe it or not, or give it any credence. It's lots of, and the thing is, like,
right.
you got lots of weird things pointing you in lots of different directions. You got these flying guys, but then you've got some huge tree thing, and then you've got Cooter, and how does this all fit together?
Is anyone else getting the feeling that everything bad in the world lives on this fucking mountain? I mean, I can't be the only one.
You're not.
Oh, thank you, Kaba.
I mean, it's
So is
certainly
Cooter a
nothing
crab
good.
person?
Kuda might have been listening to crab people.
What if he I can't make this grammatically correct because I just want to say, what if he go
Just
with
let it
them?
fly.
I just, he,
He
Let
wanted
it
to go.
fly.
I just
Much
really
cooter.
Why no cooter go?
cooter.
Why cooter no go?
I
With
can't
Crab
say this
Ned?
with a straight face. I can't say.
Say his name. Say his
Say
name,
it.
Elsie.
Say it.
It's so funny. I hate you. Get off your mic like that. It's too close in my ear.
What are you gonna do about it?
All right. We're not.
Cooter.
I'm muting
Could've
myself.
fucking leave.
This
All right, it's
story's
one shot. Let's.
I just like it's like when they said Mufasa and the Lion King. I just won't stop laughing.
All right, so we have all this information.
Mm.
Does this lead us in? Well, we have more information going back. We have to go back up the fucking mountain, don't we?
Yeah.
Still haven't been to that
we
circle
really
of stones
do.
up near the top.
No.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for daylight for this, I'm assuming, and not all the stupid weather.
Yeah. Also, I overheard in the bar, Western Logging Consortium and what was it? Mill Valley Ski
Mill Valley
Corporation.
Ski Company, yeah.
Ski Company.
Corporation company.
Whatever they are. They're the ones whose people keep going missing.
Mhm.
And they don't seem concerned about it. They're still going up the fucking mountain.
Can Kronos do a
I-
Google check on them?
Pardon?
Can Kronos do a Google check on those?
For
companies?
sure.
Is that search or what? Or computer?
That would be computer.
Computer. Okay.
I wish there was a Delta Green check on the sheet that was just a Google check.
The Google. Just Google search.
That's what
Put-
computer
put-
says.
I mean,
put
Well,
skills in
the
Google.
thing is that if you can Google it, it doesn't need a check. Just Google it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You Google
yeah,
it, but then you have to look for the right things in the Google.
You check these two places out. How'd you do on that computer check? Very good. Western Logging Consortium, Mill Valley Ski Company, specifically around this area, Weston has had a contract to clear old growth by logging in this area for a long time. And the Mill Valley Company wants to remove not old growth, but virgin timber from the upper slopes of Owlshead to create a ski resort. And apparently it says 3 years ago, 2 of its employees were killed on the slopes of Sauk Mountain. And the company made like a public statement like that they hope this bad luck is behind them. They're very sorry of the feelings for the people. It's a non-apology thing, you know? And you see that in some other records, their workmen and surveyors have already begun preliminary blasting on the mountain. And they're going to start a second auxiliary road up near Fells Ridge. And they put a little kink in the plan when there's people died. But onward and upward.
So, Doc, this is where Cassidy's real world knowledge kind of comes into play. If I
Tell it.
remember correctly, old growth is usually anything, I want to say 60 years or older, but new
I don't know.
growth is stands of trees that are 10 to 20 years old. Virgin
Yes.
growth. Okay.
Yeah.
So, who planted those trees?
Great question. There's no record of that. I mean, you could like ask around and look into it, but if somebody did, they didn't publicly say we planted trees. You know, maybe Weston did it because they're actually really nice people who want to, you know, reforest the mountain. Maybe Cooter did.
Mhm.
Maybe aliens did. We don't know.
Okay.
So
This thinks of capitalism interfering in the Eldritch, and I kind of want to leave them to it. Let them all get eaten. Did you all ever see that episode of The X-Files where the the flies are living in the trees and they eat the logging people.
Fun fact
I think
about the
I skipped that one.
X-Files, the band Eve 6 got their name from an X-Files episode
They
with a bunch of quotes named
did.
Eve. Yeah.
They did. They did.
I
I
guess
didn't
you
see the
were
one with the flies, though.
Yeah.
But
They
you're
were like evil lightning bugs.
forgetting about the
Movie
part
night?
where we have to do something about it, right?
Do we?
I mean,
That's why we're here.
we got pushed here, unwillingly or not, I guess.
I mean, we got pushed here to investigate, and we are investigating.
Yeah, you're to assess and to.
Do we have
care
contact
of it.
information for Irene?
Yes, you do. You have her cell phone number.
I would like to call Irene.
All right, come on, Irene.
Come on, Irene. Pick up the phone.
Beep, beep, beep. She answers the phone. Hello?
Hello, love.
Who's this?
Calamity.
Oh, hi. Oh, yeah, sorry. Nobody's okay. Yeah, how's everything going?
What are we supposed to do about multiple incursions?
Multiple.
Potentially.
All right. Don't say any other details on the phone, but are they things that you can handle with the five of you?
Potentially. Unlikely.
Oh.
But even more importantly, are we allowed to take out the people rustling the shrubbery, so to speak, and making the bad things wake up?
Oh, well, it is a standing order that you have that license to eliminate incursion points, vectors. Anybody who's responsible if you need to, especially if you're afraid they're going to talk about it or make it worse. And if you decide
Hypothetical.
Uh-huh.
What if the incursion snatches 1, 2, maybe 5 people every few decades? But the current development going on the mountain is making them snatch 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people a year.
To be honest, it's not really a sliding scale. If this thing is a threat to humanity, it needs to be eliminated, no matter how many people it is. And if you feel like whatever's out there, if it is multiple, we do have another option. I could call in a different team. And she says, we're trying to keep this quiet. We already have had people poking into what happened 3 years ago from other government agencies. But if you want to use that option, it won't be quiet.
Understood. And Calamity's having this conversation around everybody so everybody can hear it. All right. Thank you, Irene.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have
Thanks
a
at the
lovely
phone.
night, pet.
Hangs up. She doesn't know how to respond to this. She's like, there. So, what's the plan?
I guess we're waiting for daylight to go back at the mountain. Crack on early in the morning. Maybe.
Yeah. Seems like the best option. There's not much we can do at night unless we really want to
Risk it.
be dumb. Yeah.
Hey, Doc. Just a question.
Yo.
You know, this is JD probably being overly suspicious.
Mm-hmm. No such
But
thing.
it does stand out to me that Thomas's name comes up several times in these
Yeah,
news articles as well,
it sure does.
including in apprehending Cooter
Mhm.
McGee.
Yeah, back in the
He didn't-
50s.
He
He must have been, if you do the math, he was like 20 then or something like that.
Mhm.
Like, you know. Yeah, he had a direct encounter with Cooter.
Yeah, he didn't mention that. You know, just
No, he
a
didn't.
detail that kind of escaped that story he told me. Is there a rule I could make, like an insight check, to see if that is a lead
Ooh.
worth following?
You can roll me because it's been a while. You know what I mean? Like since you spoke with him, it's been most of the day. Roll me a humint at -20. So it's gonna be a little more challenging, but if you can like sort of read, is there a reason you think he kept that from you? It's a failure. It's because that -20 would have succeeded otherwise. It's been so long you can't really remember. He was a little bit cautious that whole time. Maybe he was just being, you know, private or something like that. Or maybe he thought it didn't matter, but you can always go back and ask. So, you all get some sleep. All of you regain your regain 1d4.
There goes the internet.
Oh no.
You're in charge, JD.
Points
Awesome,
for
all
full
right.
night's sleep. Oh no! Did
Oh.
we lose internet?
Yeah.
Weird.
That
Did I
my
freeze?
phone
Is that what it was?
You're back.
seconds.
Yeah, you're
It's
back.
fine
You're back.
now.
We were so
So-
close. We were so
So
close.
JD, you were almost the GM. You can always go back and ask Cooter. But for those of you, you're going to wait for morning seems to be the general vibe. So this is good to know for any of you who have lost willpower points. You're getting a full night's sleep in a safe place. And so a full night's sleep, a 1d6 willpower is recovered. So if you've lost any, roll a d6 and add that back to your willpower. That's rough, JD. You get 1 point back. You are up tossing and turning, thinking about old Thomas and whether or not he was being completely he was involved
no.
somehow, and he knew Cooter and blah 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 and all this stuff. The rest of you sleep like babies. Yes, Cass?
Oh, you just
Who's knowing?
glitched for a second.
Did I glitch again? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, it's all in your hands now. You guys take the investigation over, you get some sleep. The next day, where do you go? Describe it, and I'll just sit here.
Are we going back to question the old man, or are we
I
just
think
going
we
straight to
are-
the site?
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
gonna make a detour to interrogate this old man a little bit more.
Cooter.
Anyone mind if I take point on
Cooter.
interrogating Thomas? Thomas.
Oh,
Cooter
Um,
dead.
I'll do that
what if
with
it-
you.
yeah.
My persuade's at an 80, so if we need
What's my best rate? Probably not.
Mine's
You
at
two-
50, so respectable.
You two
Oh, yeah,
are
okay.
welcome to do that. I will say he wasn't very receptive to sharing anything about the one encounter he did until you all left.
bring him a gift.
Harvard, you
That's
look like
all-
someone who knows their way around guns. Do you think you'd be willing to share with a gun in his face?
What?
I don't think that's
the opposite.
necessary, Calamity.
roll-
I think I can talk to him and he will tell us what he knows without
come
resorting to threats
inside.
and intimidation.
I think
They're all
I'll come
humans.
inside.
To see if maybe I can figure out what might get him talking.
So you asked if there's an intimidation equivalent. Is that what you asked, Mika? Did I miss that?
No, if I could roll human intelligence to like kind of help me think of a way to get him to open up.
Oh yeah, sure. If you, I wouldn't know. I don't think it would be human. Let me open up your sheet here, really quick. I think if you wanted to roll psychotherapy, you could maybe manipulate him in a way.
Is a
You
skill
could think
I
of a
have.
way that he would open up, or you can just show up and do a persuade on him. Try and talk him into it.
I'll probably do persuade. Yeah, because that was a fumble. So
You think the best way is just to put a gun in his face?
yeah,
That's what you get with that fumble.
I'm great at my job.
The intrusive thought, I won't test your sanity here, but the intrusive thought that enters your mind is maybe we should just kill the guy.
Yeah. Calamity's I spent too much time with Calamity last night hanging out.
Yeah.
I
Got too much Calamity vibes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could have just stopped it without the. Yeah, never mind.
Got too much Calamity. Okay, so where's the first stop?
I love the awkwardness right there. Yeah, so first stop's to see the old man.
Okay. Thomas. Who's going? Everyone?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You head back to the forest. And when you arrive, you pull up to that same spot, his lodge, or a little ways away, whatevs. And he is currently out in his yard chopping wood. And he sees you approaching and says, again, 100-year-old man just like chopping wood, and like sees all of you walk up. He's like, "Oh, you're back."
Calamity will post up behind Kava and
And
Citrus.
draw her gun. Oh, sorry.
No, with the coat open and the gun on her shoulder holster visible.
Mm-hmm. So he sees all of you. Says, "You're back. You ready to proceed up the mountain? Did you need my help finding the stones?"
We could use your help. If you could tell us just what you experienced, I think that would be incredibly helpful.
On Salk, 3 years ago, when we saw the thing. Is that what you mean?
Oh,
Yes.
about
Is that what I mean?
Huda.
Cooter McGee. What do you want to know? Lived here before I was born, and still has family. He, well, back in the day, the older folks around me used to call him a gangster. I think he used to run liquor out of the hills. Some sort of a bootleg
Oh, there goes the internet.
or something. Damn it.
Bootlegger? Okay.
JD, you're in charge.
Nope, you caught up.
Okay,
It just
my bad,
it's
my
freezing
bad.
for a second at a time. We're just letting it play out.
Annoying. He says, I could, he was some sort of bootlegger. He would run moonshine back in the 20s. They called him a gangster, and I don't know, lived up here alone for a long time after that, and must have gone crazy. Once, he attacked a bunch of teenagers. They were just out by the ridge hiking, and came at them with a hatchet, killed 2 of them. I was part of the search party then too. I was the one who... And he pauses. I was involved in his capture.
What role did you play in his capture, Thomas?
Roll me persuade. Because you have a good relationship with him, you have 80 persuade, right? Or is it like big? You don't need to roll.
I have 80.
I have
okay.
70. I have 70,
Okay.
so that would bump me
Well,
up to
with
90.
the experience that you've had with him, I don't need a roll for that. You ask him that, he says, it I shot him with my 30-06. And I don't know. It didn't bring him down. And for any normal person, that would have put them on the ground, you know? He almost shook it off before we could restrain him. That's all. I don't like talking about hurting people. I don't know. Maybe his mind was so far gone that he didn't feel the pain or something.
Speaking of that, Thomas, you know what he used to say about the voices he had?
Oh. I'm gonna roll a check for Thomas here to see if he does remember much. It was like 70 years ago, you know? Let me roll int times 5 for Thomas. It's a success. He kept talking about waiting for someone or some people or something. Said he says that he's waiting for them to come back, the ones with the buzzing voices in the woods. He's waiting for their return. That's when they sent him off to the institution. And you talk about hearing voices, you know. It's amazing that he even survived. Much less made it out of the institution. But
Why?
that's the last anybody heard of him. What's that?
Made it out twice.
Yeah, resilient, I suppose. But, I mean, he ran out 57. He was, who knows how long. He must have died out there somewhere. Maybe on the mountain.
What about that scientist you found? Died from exposure.
Oh, yeah.
What was their name?
Yardley? Smith.
Oh,
Yes, that's it. Smith.
yes, it's not unusual for people to die out here by, you know, exposure to the elements. I was out walking the trails, looking for any signs of strangeness, anybody in danger, and I came across this man. I mean, he knew his way around. I knew Dr. Smith. He knew the area pretty well, but I don't know, didn't respect the weather, I guess.
Why were you just walking around looking for people in trouble?
That's what I do. That's why I live out
Why?
here. I'm the eyes of the mountain. Somebody has to watch over it.
And is that your only duty as the eyes of the mountain?
I have many duties to my family and my people. But yes, to protect and watch over the mountain is important. Obviously, there is something at work out here that is not here for good reasons.
Like Weston?
He, like, scowls a little bit. You get a sneer from it. It's like, yes, like Weston, anybody planning to destroy the land to make more tourist attractions? capitalism. But something out there that's worse than that, so at least I think there is.
When you keep offering to take us up the mountain, are you taking us up to kill it?
Or
To kill the mountain? What do you mean? I'm
Kill
only
the
looking to
worst
help. I
thing.
won't take you up if you don't want to go. But my concern is genuine. These hills, the mountains are... There's plenty of these stone circles. If you're looking for one of them in particular, just offering my services as somebody who knows the area. I don't have any reason to believe that I could stop what's up there. Not after what I've seen.
Personally, I don't think we have any better option in front of us other than is truly to help us with navigating this. We got so lost last night.
And there were little creepy men in the trees that knocked, and something knocked a tree around to try and trap us.
Do you say that to Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
He says, trees will fall over, but
Trees will bellow and then fall over.
bellow? What do you mean?
I'm not doing the sound.
Everybody do the sound? Recreate it for me? You recreate the sound. Neri,
Yeah.
Neri, you get a free hero point from me for doing the sound.
You're welcome.
He says, oh, yeah, I've heard that. That's the child, I think. The child of the forest. The one we saw, the big one.
I did knock a tree over on me.
Yeah, definitely didn't
Well,
want us leaving, but we found our way out.
I don't want to assume that that's what tried to block your path. If that thing wanted to kill you, you would be dead. It sounds like somebody is trying to stop you or scare you off. Do you remember the show Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Naturally.
And there's always someone there trying
Which
to
one?
scare the meddling kids away. Well, there was a movie too
There's a movie
Yes,
and
with
then there's
Matthew
a,
Lillard as Shaggy. It was pretty good.
it was pretty good.
2 movies.
But what about the one with their
The
cartoons
second one
and the
wasn't
kids?
great.
No.
I little
I'm sorry,
Scrappy.
what? With Scrappy-Doo?
Yeah.
All right,
Scrappy-Doo always
Thomas.
seemed annoying to me. I just sort of shoehorned him in there to make the series different.
Thomas.
Yes. He's got opinions on Scooby-Doo. Go ahead.
Which one's attacking the Western people? Child of the Forest or the Winged Ones?
I wish I knew. Could be either, but I haven't seen signs of the winged ones for a long time. Not since they attacked my cabin in the 50s. Or before that, I forget. Because Justin forgets. But the child, I
of
don't
the
see it.
forest.
But I can hear it sometimes, like you did. But I don't think it's the only thing out there. Just don't know what the other thing is.
Well, I think
So-
we're losing daylight here. We have to.
Mm.
We should get up before we get stuck again.
Let's
Before
go,
we
Thomas.
start, I do have one question for you, Thomas.
Yes, Carver.
You call this being the child of the forest.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that being potentially being destroyed?
All things in the mountains. Well, I don't know if they all do, but they should follow the natural order of life and death. Just because it came from here, or if it was sent here, if it is destroying and killing, then it needs to come to an end, I would say.
I just wanted to make certain we were all on the same page.
He like grabs this walking staff from, well, he like laces up some boots, you know, like they're like nice hiking boots, right? Dude is a simple guy, but he knows how to hike, you know, and like gets all this stuff, and then he pulls this staff from leaning against the wall. This thing, it looks ceremonial in nature, like it has like a cool like sort of carving at the top that it gives it some sort of vibe, you know, I mean, that's not just a walking stick. And he says, just so you know, if we find the child of the forest or anything else, I will do my best to stop them, but I'm not as young as I used to be. Still, he like reaches like into like a cupboard and pulls out this 30-06 rifle, this huge thing, and like puts it across his back, you know what I mean, and like a gunny sack or whatever. And he's like, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
And so you start to make your way, making your way over to this circle of stones. This circle of stones is on, which mountain is it on? It's on Sock. So he basically says, we can go back to your car if you want, but we'd have to drive all the way around the mountain. It would be faster to walk just from here and go upward. Trying to get to the, which slope was it? This is the kind of stuff that I hate. I'm like, the southern slope? I think the southern slope. He says, I think if we go up the southern slope, we'll be able to reach it maybe in 4 hours or so. And so you set off. Into mountains. You're hiking. What are you doing, if anything, as you hike the hiking?
Playing Cat's Cradle.
Excellent. I love this for you.
Kronos is gonna start marking the way back.
Oh, okay. Cronus, how do you do that?
I feel like they would have taken like maybe like a crayon or something, like a red crayon.
Oh, sure.
They're just kind of like marking bark and like trees or something, anything that can catch on.
What does the
I feel
mark
like
look like?
It's gonna be like a squiggly line.
Okay.
Just so it's like not obviously not like something that can be made accidental. It had to be made purposely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Calamity has one of those like surveyor cans of spray paint, is doing the same, like but putting a big C on the trail.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
I
Not
want
on
to find the biggest
trees,
stick.
not on plants. Oh yeah, you gotta
Okay.
get the good stick.
I gotta get me the biggest stick.
Get a good
Gotta
stick.
get that big stick.
And also
did you
looking
wanna...
for other trails that are like other areas that have like some kind of brush that's like trampled on or larger than an average deer.
I take either search or survival.
Okay. I'm not good at either.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see how it happens when you roll dice.
Yeah, you could get 3%.
That's a failure.
Right.
Why does it so?
Because you're doing stuff that you're not good at, you goober.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but
fucking
it's
cigarette.
so close.
It's still some hero points. You can use them
No, I
all,
don't
so we
wanna
can't use them tonight.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, let me do that. Let me do the hero point. If I have to suffer at work, then you guys have to suffer in Turk's game.
Just want everyone to know that I'm suggesting that LC. Oh my God, you succeeded! 19 under 20. And remind me again, what are you looking for?
Like any kinds of brush
Anything
or
larger than a deer?
well, anything brush that was trampled by something larger than a deer, like not just like average
Gotcha.
like animal passing through.
Gotcha. You are looking, and what you find that's most pertinent and interesting is nothing. Not only nothing bigger than a deer, but you don't see any signs of any animals. Like you would expect to see a deer like way off there, right? Or something like that, or maybe a moose, or hear an elk or something. You don't.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. There was a throwaway comment that Thomas made the first time you talked to him about, I don't see animals up here as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if there are no animals, that's bad sign.
He did mention that when he does find animals, they're usually carcasses. But so far he doesn't seem, he is not obviously like scanning it all, but he is in the lead. So you don't have to navigate or anything like that. Anyone else want to do something while you're making the journey? We're talking like hour 1 and 2 here. All right, everyone, roll me an athletics check. This is fun. Okay.
If I can.
If you succeeded, you're fine. If you failed, roll me a con times 5. If you fumbled like Mika did, please hold.
Did I fumble? Oh, I fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I failed con too. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Failures, roll. Oh my God, the fumble. Okay. Mika and JD, who fumbled their con save, you're gonna both take 6 points of willpower loss, as just like you are winded just within the first couple hours.
I'm hungover.
You're starting to lag behind everyone else. Miri, roll me a d6 to see how much willpower you lose for the same reason. And just because you fumbled on that athletics, Mika, describe for me what happens when Citrus falls and like sprains his ankle.
Oh, I don't think he says anything to anyone.
Okay, great.
Well, Calamity takes up the rear, so
Mm-hmm.
I will see you fall.
All right. Yeah, he.
You're drinking, buddy.
Just, he sees something. Something catches his eye, or he thinks something catches his eye, and he turns to look right as he's taking a step. Steps wrong, and just like a little
Hits a root.
little hole.
Slippery.
It's a root. Turns. He. Oh no. Grabs like a tree branch that's nearby, but it's too late. His ankle has been sprained.
Ooh. It's not a bad
There's
sprain.
this, like a look on his face, like it's the most memorable thing about him. Just that look of shock and pain.
Yeah, just pain. Everyone else who takes note, like Thomas is like, oh, that is not good. Going to slow us down. Can you keep going?
Can I have a
First aid's
kit,
on
I
there.
think. Yeah, I have a survival kit, so I'm assuming it has like
I would say so.
face
Probably
bandages
as a first aid
and
kit.
stuff. Yeah.
You want to roll me a first aid check?
Yeah, I did put points in first aid. Not many.
It's a failure.
Hero point. Hero point.
Hero point.
Hero point.
Okay.
Am I gonna regret that?
No.
You'll need to amputate. No, here's the problem is you take his boot off and you're like, oh, that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna swell up now.
I wonder more if it's she tosses the bandage at him and walks away.
Excellent. Just here. Right. Here's what that means mechanically, Mika. We're just going to say that your pace slows a little bit. You're going to have trouble running or doing athletics checks or things like that. You can keep going, keep walking on this, but it sucks. Like, it's bad, and you can hobble along, but everyone slows down just a little bit. You keep getting higher up. It's not a very tall mountain. It's like, I think the map says like 1,000 some 1,200 feet something. But it's no slouch. It's not a hill. So you keep pressing forward up the mountain. Who was our lookout person who was just like scanning? I know, LC, you had one. You were looking at anybody else just sort of looking for trouble?
Oh, always.
Yeah, make me an alertness check, anyone who wants to.
Alertness. 30% success.
Great. Oh, and I love this because Miri fumbled.
Just gonna stop rolling.
Miri, here's how this manifests: is that you keep going. Elsie, you don't see shit. You're fine. You're just scanning around. You just don't see anything. That's your failure. Mika, your success consists of, and JD, as you proceed up ahead on. I'm sorry. What was that?
I succeeded.
Yes.
Too,
Oh, I'll get there. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You succeed too. You're also very alert.
Okay.
Is that all three of you see that up ahead on a tree next to the trail is a tree with a red squiggly line on it, drawn with a crayon. And Kronos, you have not gone this way. And how could you? You're higher up. You're going up. There's only one way. It's up. And so this doesn't make sense that this would be ahead of you. Roll me a sanity check, Miri, with that fumble.
And there's no C's on the trail on the ground in front of us either, like I've been doing. No.
Nope.
69 is a success though. Please.
Congratulations, Miri. No sanity loss because you rolled the magic number. And my house rolls 69.
Yes.
The best possible result.
Nice.
So you're fine. But it is upsetting because you didn't put that there and you know it. So what's going on here? Thomas obviously sees it too. And says, just grumbles. Keeps going. You are into the 3rd and 4th hours of this ascent. Everyone roll me another athletics check. Just want to make you all tired. It's going to be fun.
Hey, Doc, ahead of this question, because we know what's going to happen, what happens when you're at negative willpower?
You pass out.
Cool.
Where are
Let's see
you?
if that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Fail. I see 3 failures. Another failure. And a fumble.
No.
From LC. LC, you take 6 willpower loss and you need to sit down.
Can I just do a hero point?
Not on a fumble.
Yeah.
You lose 6 willpower. Where's your willpower at right now, my friend?
When I rolled that 6 earlier, how much did I replace?
I don't know. You look back and tell me.
I rolled I don't know.
Yeah, you can just go back up and chat and find out.
6?
You did. Yeah, you maxed it.
Okay, great. Then I have 4.
4. You're great. Everybody else who failed, roll me a Constitution check. I like doing 2 checks for this because otherwise, oof, there's a successful Miri right under the wire. Okay. If you succeeded, you take 1 loss of willpower. If you failed, roll me a d6. And Elsie's already taken the max there. You lose that much. Anybody creeping down towards the bottom?
I still have
Nope.
7.
My
Got
willpower
9.
is my
I am at
willpower is-
0.
I'm at 3,
You're
dude.
at 0. So you all watch as Carver sways on his feet and face plants into the trail and passes out from just exhaustion. It's the thin air, something up here. And it really, like, right away, just Thomas turns around and like elevates the feet, you know, like it does all the stuff. Elsie, what do you do when somebody loses consciousness? He does it.
Your pulse.
Yeah,
Checks
it's
his
check a pulse.
vitals.
I mean, there's not really anything. Left lateral recumbent position, so they don't vomit on themselves.
That's what
I
he
don't know.
does, the left lateral recumbent position.
Recovery position.
And just sort of gets him there. He says, well, I guess we need to rest for a little while. Unless we're not long, we're not far. Maybe another quarter mile, but somebody would have to carry him.
I mean,
Okay,
I
I guess
can't.
we are here. And finds like just a little clear space off the trail. And it's currently like noon, you know? But it's getting dark. And yeah, like the cloud cover is it's really thick, and then just the sky is just it starts raining.
That's unfortunate. I don't know. I probably have a tarp or something to put over us.
yeah, I've got camping gear.
What
If
if
you
I
rest
don't?
there,
What if I just don't?
what if you just don't?
I'll share with you, pet.
No, what if I just drag JD's body and keep going?
It's up to you.
I will punch you.
I think it's a little silly goofy if we keep going.
Are you going to carry him?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Thomas looks around at all of you and he says, there is one method for helping someone in a condition like this, but do any of you have any uppers? Maybe a bump of coke?
Yes, actually.
What if I just like crush up some Adderall?
No,
That'll
no.
work. No, that would work.
Yeah, you just snort it.
And just so
I
everyone
do
knows,
have
I've said this
coke.
before on other shows, but one of my favorite things about Delta Green is, yes, it does have a system in place for uppers and street
And
drugs.
I am a drug dealer, so let's fucking go.
So that's the question, does Calamity pull out their stash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
a lot
I'm
of
gonna
money.
America.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, I mean,
Not my coat.
that's a payday. So,
I didn't have to pay for it.
I just need my prescription meds. Like,
so
free.
here's basically it. If you can find a way to administer a stimulant to Carver, it's going to hold off his exhaustion for 2d6 hours. And the reason that's important is because not only would he be awake, but if you're at 1 or 2 willpower, you're exhausted and everything's at negative 20. And that would negate that and get him back on his feet. He can take
How
more
many-
stimulants
yeah.
after that, but it costs willpower. It never restores it. And so once they wear off, he's out again. He's being propped up by like chain smoking and Adderall and like
me too.
Yeah,
Same.
I will
Same.
take 1 dose.
Minus the smoking.
And I'll just gently open his jaw.
okay.
I don't think he's going to be able to snort in this position, so.
And you just sort of like massage the throat.
Yeah.
But
You just
but
put
you
on
know
the
what I'll
gums.
do?
No, you just put on the gums.
Yeah, just put it on the gums. Maybe
Yeah,
mix
yeah.
a little in some water. And,
Up the butt. Yeah, something great.
No,
That's
we're not
true.
doing that.
No,
Good.
it's true.
It's
it works.
True, but I'm
It
not
works
doing
really
it.
well.
Well, I'm just saying it's a hard R for this show's rating. So, Cass, since you're the doctor here, roll me 2d6.
All right.
A 10 for the next 10 hours, JD. Like after a moment, you're just like eyes open. It's like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, just and like you feel ready to go. You feel great. Everything's great, and you have a lot of really good ideas that you want to share with everyone. So, basically, Carver, you're up for 10 hours. After 10 hours, no telling, but you're ready to keep going.
I feel like that does mean, given that I'm imagining Calamity is like still
Leaning
right there.
over.
Yeah. Just having had your hands in my mouth. I think
And
that
like
means-
glasses are off.
Yeah. Roll me a sanity check, JD.
Jesus.
What a way to wake up.
What a way to wake up.
You pass out, and then you got a vampire on you. Success.
succeeded.
Great. You take 1 point of sanity loss.
Cool. And I
Yeah.
think that means I wake up and I'm just staring at her just like, your eyes are so beautiful. They are so green and vibrant. I can't stop looking at them. I've never seen them before. I don't think I've ever seen you not wearing your glasses.
Carver, darling, how long has it been since you took uppers?
Never.
What's an upper?
Once.
Oh, this would be good.
Once on a dare. But never. But also once.
I'm just going to pat you on the cheek and help you up and just give you a little smooch on the forehead. This is going to suck when you pass out again.
When I'm gonna pass out again?
In a few hours, yeah. Have some water, dear. You're going to need it.
I'd like everybody else who's not involved in this little drug deal to make me an alertness check. Not you, Carver. You're too busy recovering
Roll
and
20.
being high. Mika.
I need to roll a hero point, Doc.
Hey, you don't need to explain it to me. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean,
It's not a fumble. Go for it.
a 96.
Never need to defend yourself, babe. Like you
Okay.
can just roll it.
I thought that was like the worst possible offense for you.
A 96, that's an 86 is the worst.
Oh, okay. I
96,
thought it was bad.
you're fine. Although that would have
Okay,
been a bad
great.
failure.
Okay, great. I thought I was crazy.
Getting
very
86 is
Wait,
real
what was
bad.
alertness?
Yeah, alertness.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yes,
That's
there we
better.
go. Citrus and creep. Citrus and creep. Someone's watching you.
Okay.
You're not sure where they are. You feel their eyes burning into the back of you. It's that feeling that you know where your hair stands up. And you start scanning the woods. And there it is, movement. Somebody running on the ground between trees. Again, small figure.
It's me.
What do you do?
Can I throw my big stick at it?
It's probably too far away for that. It's maybe, oh gosh, I don't know. What's a good distance? I stink with distances. It's too far to throw a stick at, but
Okay.
not so
Fair.
far that you can't make out details. In fact, you see it as you run. It runs from place to place. You see it like this dirty body with a big old beard, and then you realize it's naked
Just like me.
because you see a little ding dong
Oh no, I don't like that. Take it back.
flapping in the wind.
No, it's not just like me. Take it back.
What I'm saying is it has a penis and you can see it, but it's so fucking dirty. You don't know if it's a human, a monkey, some other bipedal creature, a small bear. But there's its wiener.
Why are you doing this to us?
I am running this as written. This guy
it says
is
ding
naked.
dong? Does it say ding dong?
Clipping this.
It says he's naked.
Okay. Does it say wiener?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Don't lie to me. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Josh.
I added it in there to
I liked
emphasize
it.
that he's naked.
It was creative liberties, and I appreciated it. Thank you.
Thank you. So you see him. He's maybe like 50 feet away between two trees. He's close. And you see him dart from one tree to another behind it. How do you react?
I don't know. How does one react to that?
I mean, you and Citrus are the only ones who have seen it.
Ooh.
I feel like
There's not much I can do with a sprained ankle. I can't run after it.
I can.
I will say I have not been going on this trail without the rifle out, so if somebody tells me it's there, I'll shoot it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can't
I
see
pull
it.
out my gun.
Yeah.
Pull out your gun. Draw weapons.
Point me in the right direction.
I mean, that itself alerts everybody else that something's up. Like, guns out. Like, Thomas and the other agents are like,
Which direction was it running?
it was running west to east.
Is it like possible that I could like anticipate where it's going and then just clock it from behind a tree, like just with the like big stick?
Ooh, that's a good question. Roll me, I guess, survival to see if you can predict its movements, or maybe human if it's a human.
How am I supposed to know it's a human?
Got a tiny little dinger.
That's true. Got a ding dong.
We'll see if you succeed or not.
Lots of things have ding dongs.
You did see a ding dong. We're sorry. This is charity. This is a reputable
Ding dongs for
TTRPG
charity.
channel. Success human. First of all, you can. God damn it! Yes, it's a human. Or at least it's humanish,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you see it run from one tree to another, and then there's another tree. If you expect it to go from behind that tree to the next one, what do you do?
Oh, I succeeded on the human. I want to
Yep.
like get in between.
So there's three trees.
I wanna-
1, 2, 3.
Okay,
It went
I
1
wanna-
to 2, and you're expecting it
I
to go
wanna
to
get-
3 next.
Okay, yeah, I'll go behind 3, very sneakily,
Okay.
and then
Okay. Roll me stealth.
okay. There's no way I succeed all of these guys. Oh, I got like a 10 in stealth. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm
What if I just try to
going
ambush it
to
instead? Can I
also.
just ambush it?
Well, you can try, but that would also be stealth.
Oh my god.
You know, to
Alright,
hide in a way.
I'm
What'd
gonna
you
spend a
get?
hero point for fun.
Okay.
Because like, and I have a 10 in stealth. Oh my god, this is so awful for me.
How you doing? A failure?
I was like an 18 though, and like you can't spend. This is awful.
Just for fun, I'm going to, on the table in front of everybody, roll an alertness check for this creature.
Wait, kills me.
It's a 34 under 99. And so when you look back at the second tree, it's not there anymore. It clocked you, and you don't know where it is now. There's lots of heavy brush. There's other trees. He could have gone up. You're not sure. What do you do?
I just call back to everybody else and say there was a tiny man. He had a ding dong.
Okay, there was a tiny man who had a ding dong. What does everybody else do?
Yeah, what do you do with that information?
I'm looking through the rifle scope
Put it
to
to use.
shoot the little man with the ding dong. So
Where'd he go though?
So
make
there's a naked
me-
man.
A tiny
make
little
me
naked man with a ding
a-
dong.
Title
Make-
naked
me
I
a
man.
saw
search.
the naked man yesterday, and I saw his ass. It's not gonna bother me for him to turn around.
You want to make a search roll for me, and I will compete it with his stealth? As he's hiding?
47.
This is a competed roll, so he rolls a 13 under 80. However, that means you win.
Oh, mm.
With competed
Yeah.
rolls, if both people succeed, whoever's closer to the target number, the higher roll, succeeds.
Oh.
Above creep in tree number 3, there is that little hunched man. He must be 4 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
a big beard.
That's
Mhm.
true.
And you can see from here the look in his eyes of madness. And he drops down onto Creep.
Can
to
I
attack.
shoot it?
Yes. Go ahead and make me a shot here to see what happens. And then we'll do a little bit of initiative-y type of stuff.
Just a standard firearms check.
Yep.
These are probably like the goblins from Troll 2.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
They just
Here's some
want to
better
dance.
music for this. There we go.
Ooh, I'm gonna use a hero point so I don't shoot Elsie.
You have 5 left.
You can't re-roll on a fumble.
Oh, it is a fumble.
You fire. And I mean, you're shooting as it's falling out of the air. So I'm just gonna, Cass, make me a luck check.
Please
You
don't
want
hit
to
me.
succeed.
Said I want it to kill me, not you.
I mean, I'm gonna kill you anyway.
All right, that's a little sexy though.
That's a failure.
Oh,
That is something you can spend a hero point on, and I recommend you do.
But what if I didn't?
I think it would be
Alright.
funny if you didn't.
LC, it's not a lethality thing because you didn't get under 10%.
No.
So that's good. They
3
don't
damage.
die. But you do,
Oh no, it's 20.
holy
Sorry.
shit.
As, why do you do this to me in every game we're in?
I
So
do
that's a
shoot
wrap
you in a
on
lot
Agent
of games.
Creep.
You are.
Yeah. It's not
Um,
the first time this happened, chat. I'm just letting
You
know
are
right now.
tracking it as it falls,
I've never killed you before though.
and
You have.
Oh, I have. That's right. Yeah, I have. That's right.
as it's falling, you are struck with a realization. Because as he looks up at you, you see this is no goblin, this is no ghoul, this is a human being.
Is it Tits McGee?
It's Tits McGee.
It's Tits. McGee.
Oh my god, Tits McGee.
And you
what a
pull the
ding
trigger,
dong.
and you shoot Creep in the head
Wow.
for 20 points of damage,
Ow.
and they are no more.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'll just go.
All of you are watching this happen, and this thing lands on the body and looks up at all of you and goes, no, 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 no! No, I didn't. You weren't supposed to. Why you shot? And he runs.
Can I shoot him again? Can I shoot him again?
Yeah, fire again after killing this person. That
I
is
don't
your
care.
friend. Yeah, no, I wouldn't
Strong
either.
word. Colleague.
How'd you do? That's a
31
success.
out of 60.
Excellent.
Now I rolled 3 damage.
Yeah,
Well, do me a fa- hold on, my boo. Hold on, my boo.
okay.
Roll me that lethality roll too. Just click on the 10% there. I don't think you're under 10%. Okay, 9%, which is a death rating for him. So, you shoot, and here's what happens: is you nail him, right?
Right in the right
You,
butt cheek.
Well, the most lethal butt cheek, whatever that is. And as you like shoot him there, you wait for him to go down, and I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, he just like he doesn't go down right away. I would actually say you probably hit him in the back of the head. But he doesn't stop running. And then finally you see him slow, and you see him drop to the ground, unmoving. What do you do?
Did Creep have a bag? Like a backpack?
Elsie, does
Or
Creep
supplies or anything? What
Can we
does
loot?
Creep have?
Can we loot Creep?
Okay.
No,
really
I
am
need to
excited.
know if I can
No.
stuff this little man in a bag. Is what I
Okay,
want.
but consider you find out what I had because it's a little bit funny. Can I read what I had?
Yeah, go
I
for
had a
it.
smartphone. I had a laptop. I had a
Good,
cryptid
great.
manual of monsters and one
Super
Chuck
useful.
Tingle novel.
Ooh, which one? Damascus?
I don't know.
Camp
I just
Damascus?
wrote. I just
I just read
wrote
Camp
one Chuck
Damascus. It's really
Tingle.
good.
It is
Also,
very
tear
good.
gas, pepper spray,
Cronus
and,
has
and
got
a gun.
dibs on the laptop.
Okay,
All right, it's probably a shitty little workbook.
I do have flex cuffs, so I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna hog tie him with some flex cuffs.
I'll try it, man.
Yeah. Okay. Creep is dead. I'm not gonna hog tie her.
Yeah, so you go ahead and you hogtie this guy with a bullet hole in the back of his head. There is stuff leaking out, but as you tie him up, you realize that his skin is thick and rubbery. It is dense and unhuman. In fact, it looks like that shot that you got to the back of his head barely broke through. Make me a sanity check here.
Sanity.
All of us are just.
Just
I'm
cast.
fine.
Okay.
You will take 1 point of sanity loss. And then you get a good look at him. His hair is this matted knot of red strands. His body, above all of that weird, thick skin, is just dirt on dirt. But when you get to the skin itself, it feels like the skin of an elephant. And as you look at his face, you turn him over. On his forehead, right here and right here, there are these little divots of scars, about like an inch across. And it looks like they're hollow and the skin has been stretched over them. And as you're looking at all of this, Thomas comes up and he says, "What? No. This is Cooter.
Yes, I gathered.
It's not possible. I mean, this
Can I
man
take-
was born before the 1900s even started. How could he be alive?"
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna take my knife and I want to start carving the skin back from over one of those holes.
Okay. You go to one of those holes, and even there, where it's like a drum, it is so thick that it takes effort to get the knife through it. And eventually you do, and you see that, yeah, this small piece of bone on both places have been removed. Does anyone here have medicine as a skill? I mean, if anyone has medicine, you could roll it.
Big old goose egg.
I have 0.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job, team.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you don't know what's up with this. Maybe it was an old injury or something, but the fact that the skin kind of stretched over it, that's not how that works. You know, like scar tissue, yes, but this is skin. And Thomas is making his own sanity checks over here. He's trying to figure this out, and he says, "You're going to put him, your friend," and he like looks between Cooter and Creep, and just like look. He's like, "You shot them."
A miss.
What are we going to do? We've got to
Carry
take
it
her
back
back down the
down?
mountain. Oh, yes. Yes, all right.
I think. Wasn't she from here? Can't we just like leave her to where she belongs or something? I'm
I've
not
never
touching
met
her.
her.
I'm not touching her.
I can't carry her. Look at me. I have No muscle. No muscle.
She's
Very
your
veiny.
co-worker. I guess. Do what you need to do, but I suppose we should head back down. We didn't even make it to the stones.
We can still go to the stones. We'll just leave her here and pick her up on the way home.
What about? And he looks at Cooter.
Oh, I'm going to carry. We can manage to carry him. He's not
And
dead.
yeah, and it's weird because like he is small. He's like the size of like a preteen. You know what I mean? Like who hasn't hit their growth spurt. And he is a little bit hunched, but he doesn't look old. But he's light. You put him into the bag and you can carry him, put him up on your shoulder, and proceed. You get finally to the circle of standing stones, and we're just already running out of time, so we need to find out how this ends. You get to this circle, he says, here. And even from this place, you can see remnants of explosive markings near these stones, but the stones themselves are like 6 feet tall. They are, well, they don't look natural, you know? They don't look like a boulder tumbled down the mountain. Somebody put them here. But also, it's possible that they've been worked, cut, and they're at strange angles. But they all stand there in a ring, and one of them specifically has these black scorch marks around it and a crack running up the middle. As well, here it is. Take all the time you need.
I'm gonna shake Cooter awake.
The guy you shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You open the bag, and Cooter's eyes are open, looking at you.
Hello, lovely.
Could you like make it full of biscuits?
Your head's full of
Happenstance?
biscuits.
Make it big. Make your head. What is the matter with you? What are you keeping me from my date, from my special appointments? What are we get waiting for the voice to come back?
You've been waiting a long time, darling.
Waiting a long time, and nothing ends it. Nothing ends it. Why didn't you kill me?
Do you want me to? I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my knife out and I'll stab him in the head. A few
Sounds good.
times.
All right.
He wanted to die, he told me.
He did. And at that point, you hear that.
Oh, there it is.
And it's close. All of you make me an alertness check here. Everyone alive. WSE.
I will say, like, I have a tent. I would have put the body in a tent so that it's not waterlogged when we come back down the mountain.
You can absolutely do that.
You don't want a soggy corpse.
Dead person.
Don't want a
Most
soggy corpse.
Is the worst alert.
That's what they call me in college.
Roll20 has decided it hates me, so I will give you that roll as I'm able.
There's a lot happening right now, and honestly, what I should have done first is everybody roll me a sanity check for Creep's death, because this is bad.
If I'm adapted to violence, do I need to do it?
No. Wait, yes. Yes,
No.
you do, because a fumble's still a fumble.
Oh, I failed.
But you're fine. You don't take any sanity loss for killing this person. Miri, you take 1d6 sanity loss. JD, you take 1d6 sanity loss.
Little sanity.
I'm gonna roll for Thomas too.
Now you roll low, JD.
Oh, that wasn't right. JD takes 1, Mary takes 5. Mika, you also take 1d6 sanity loss at witnessing the death of one of your coworkers. Thomas. Let me a sand check, Thomas. Where are you? I'll just roll a d100 for him. Thomas's sand is 69, so he fails. Thomas takes 12 points of sanity loss and goes catatonic. Like, as you get there, he's like, take all the time you need, and he sits down and he just won't respond, especially when that sound comes around again. Those of you who've succeeded on that alertness check, you realize that one of the trees here is not trees.
Oh.
And it begins to curl and move, and this creature, which I get to show everyone right now, I hope. Yes, there it is. This boy, this is Dennis Detwiller's original artwork that he did for this game. Is that showing up? Am I showing it to you?
No.
Okay, let me put it in your journals first. I probably did that wrong. This thing starts taking this enormous steps out into the open.
Oh.
And so you see that body in the air there that's being thrown by this thing? That's LC's agent. And I don't know who the person is with the rifle there, but if you want to try and shoot this thing, you can. If you want to try and run, now is the time to decide how you're going to do that.
I can't really run, so I'm gonna shoot it.
I can't wait. Here we go.
Gonna get my flamethrower out.
Good.
Rodus is gonna run. They don't have any weapons.
I'm gonna try to get
use the
Thomas
hero
up.
point.
Okay, use the hero point to reshoot.
What are you used to run?
Oh. My God.
Hachi Machi, your shotgun breaks. In the face of this thing, it's like your shotgun is afraid and
I
just
think
won't
they're
function anymore. It's garbage now. Also, make me a sanity roll.
I toss and bring out my pistol.
Cass,
No.
your flamethrower. Here's what I'm going to reveal to you, Cass. With that, your flamethrower, it works, and you shoot this thing with flame, and it does nothing.
I was testing a theory.
Soaks the flame up into itself, and like sort of you see licks of it jumping off of its skin before it absorbs back into it, and its big tentacles start swinging and swinging. Mika, you don't take any sanity loss, but you are mad at that shotgun. Miri, what is Kronos doing?
Running.
Okay, and JD, what is Carver doing?
I am trying to get Thomas out of his dissociative fugue state. So I
Okay,
would like to roll with psychotherapy.
Excellent. Roll that for me, please.
Do I have to roll sanity, Doc?
Oops. I just left the page by accident. You do, yes. For failing that in face-to-face with this thing. We'll say, yes, I think it's a good time for that.
D6. Guy failed.
Okay. 86, you said?
No, do I roll a D6? I got a 74
Oh,
or 48.
you failed at 74. Yeah, roll me a d6. And music stopped.
And I succeeded on my psychotherapy roll.
Excellent. Thomas snaps out of it and sees this thing. And he says, ah! And he gets up and he runs. Like he's right on Miri's tail, right on her tail. So he takes off. The rest of you, you've got 2 people standing up to it. So I'm going to roll a d6. It is going to attack one of you.
Steve, let's go.
We're going to say odds is Cass, evens is Mika. That's a 5. Cass.
Yeah.
This thing takes one of its tentacles. This dark young takes a tentacle. And let me see if I can hit you with it. This is an 80% to hit.
What does that mean? I have to dodge?
I have to roll under an 80. You've already used your action to shoot.
Yeah.
You're hoping it fails.
Yeah.
It succeeds.
66. Jesus.
66 worth of damage as this tentacle of unknown material comes down on you for 25 points of damage. You're dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Just like boom, levels her into the ground. Mika Citrus sees this, and we're gonna go just down the row here. Mika, you're first. What do you do? First of all, roll me a sand check because you saw this. The others didn't. You saw Casket. Basically, you saw. Okay. You take 1d4. 4 points of sanity loss. Let me know if that hits you past your breaking point.
How do I know what my breaking point is?
It would be your total possible sand, so whatever your total was, minus your power.
What is my power?
And it's also listed on your sheet, I think.
Okay, I just noticed I'm 4 points away from my breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so my power is 85.
Let me look at your sheet here.
89.
Your breaking point is 68, and you are below it now. So right below sanity points, you'll see that there's breaking point there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically what happens is when you hit that breaking point, you're going to fight, flight, or freeze. And I think flight is the most sense here.
Yeah.
But you can tell me if you think otherwise.
Flight.
Okay, off you go towards the others. You are also going to gain a new condition, a psychiatric condition. We can decide what that is later if you survive. The three of you and Thomas are flying down the hill. Mika, roll me athletics at minus 40 because of your ankle.
Athletics. I'm not gonna pass it 'cause my athletics is a 30.
Okay. Roll anyway because you might. Well, if you get a 1, maybe you'll succeed.
So that's minus 30.
Oh, see, did you just change your shirt because you died? Are you wearing a different shirt now?
I put my work clothes on.
In
My
celebration of your
Hey, Dad,
character
I
death?
got shit
Okay.
to
They
do.
match.
Yeah. Oh man, that would have been a success too, but you trip and like the ankle is just too painful. Let's see how everyone else does. Basically what Delta Green does in combat is you get one action. For most of you, it's running. But if you want to save to try and dodge out of the way of this monstrosity, you can try. But currently, I mean, Citrus is the next in line to get trampled by this thing. So if you want to keep running, roll me an athletics check to see if you can like sprint it out. Miri, Kronos face plants
Ah.
with a fumble. JD Carver keeps going, but just can't make up more than just a short distance. Stitch in your side. I'm going to roll for Thomas here because he's also running. Dun, 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 dun. Do I have athletics? There it is. Thomas is at 50 in athletics for being an old man. Thomas is gone, baby. Like you don't see Thomas anymore. Peace
Never trust
out.
an
He
old
says.
man in the woods again.
You just got outrun by a 99-year-old man.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is next it's the creature's turn. This creature comes up and it's not even going to stop to regard you, Citrus. It is going to try to trample you. It's a 40 for a trample. So he has to roll under a 40. It's a failure. And by that I mean he doesn't step on you. Like he steps next to you. And then keeps going. Let's go back to the top of the round. Mika, this thing just passed you by, but it's so close that you can feel it and hear it like roiling and twisting and doing alien shit. Meanwhile, Mika, the other thing you see is Cooter burst out of that bag, And like he's still like tied up, but he stands up with his head full of knife wounds, and he just sort of stands up and says, "I gotta make a cake for Tuesday," and I am going to roll a check for Cooter. I think what I'm going to do is roll strength to see if he can break out of this thing, and it's got to be a really high roll. So I'm going to do strength at like, oh, he can't do it. He can't do it. Oh wait, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can because it's a times 5. I'm going to do it at a -40 for him just because of these binds that he's in. Yeah! He busts out. And the last thing that you see of Bruce Cooter McGee is him hightailing it into the forest to await the return of his masters. Next. Miri and JD, both of you want to make me an athletics check. If you fail, this thing's going to catch up to you and tentacle your ass. That sounded weird.
Hey, Doc.
I
check
mean,
the rest of this.
this is what I came here for, right?
Oh,
Oop, here
failure
we go.
upon failure.
Let's go.
I'm going to roll a d6. Evens, it's Miri. Odds, it's JD.
Yeah, boy.
Miri, here comes the tentacle. Ready?
Yep. Let's go. Ooh.
Success right on the nosy. 25 points of damage.
Whacked.
Dead.
Join me, Miwi.
Dead.
Join me into Afterlife.
Well, I mean, do I stay dead?
It's a great question for another campaign. Mika,
12 points
we're
out
back
of
to
25.
you. Citrus, this thing is clearly chasing, just killed Kronos, is going after Carver next. It doesn't seem to regard you. What does Citrus do?
Run away.
All right.
Am I able to though? I don't think.
Do you want to
unless
do
I roll,
this
like, a
as
one.
like athletics, which you'll fail, or do you want to do like stealth, as in like hide and then try and get away when it's clear?
Stealth?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do stealth.
Only stealth. That has no penalty to it.
Success.
You find like a hollow log where you can like duck down and get clear. JD, I need an athletics check, and I need you to succeed if your character wants to live.
Come on, JD.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, that's so close.
JD,
Hero point? No.
do you want to spend a hero point? It's up to you. You got one.
0 point.
It's very close.
Can I give
See,
him my
if a
hero
hero-
point that I never used?
If a hero point would let me automatically bring that to a success, I would use it.
It won't.
But I
it
will
would just
use
be
a
a
hero
reroll.
point to try once more.
Okay. All right. Let's
One more
go.
hero point off the list, Elsie.
Nope.
Join me.
The tentacle comes out and gets caught on a tree. This is unlike this thing. It pulls the tree down in front of it and struggles with it for a little while, but the tree takes 48 damage.
Wow.
And
It just ripped its own arm off.
yeah, it totally did. And it takes 1 point of damage, so now it's down to 33 hit points, and it basically like struggles with that, and this is your chance, and you get clear. You get away from it. It turns and goes deeper into the forest in search of other prey. So what I want to do here is I would love a vignette ending. Let's start with Citrus. When you open
long
your
is-
eyes,
Mhm.
it's dark. You must have like passed out from stress in this log. But you don't hear anything moving. Do you crawl out, make your way back to town? What do you do?
I'd probably wait till morning because there's no I'm getting out of here safely at night.
Right. Make me a survival check just to see if like you have enough wherewithal to keep warm, get the stuff you need. You know, like it's cold up here.
Fuck me. Hero point.
Yeah, use it.
Oh my god.
You think you're fine, and so you go to sleep. What happens to Citrus next, we don't know. Carver, you never hear from him again. But what does Carver do once he's clear of the area? That was a fumble, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. I think once Carver is clear, what we actually last see of him is not dissimilar to where we saw him at the start. He is back in his hotel room, and he is making a call on his burner phone.
Okay, who's he calling?
His daughter, Abigail.
Oh. Calls her up.
And yep, so we
Hello?
just see him there and talking to her, talking to her other dad as well.
Got it. You feel safe. You don't think you'll ever forget this. You've got a lot of explaining to do to Delta Green. But as soon as you tell Irene about this, they send in a strike team. You never hear what the results are. But I will say, of course, that if they're going in there with bombs and flamethrowers, you know that it's not going to do any good. What
not my
Cooter
problem.
was doing out there, you're not sure. The connections were never made, but you survived. You alone, maybe? Survived? Maybe Citrus is out there. But sometimes survival is the best thing that you can hope for. And that's where we'll end this thing. Thank you, cast. There was an open invitation to mess you up, and I hope I did. Thanks to everyone for staying with us. This is a longer stream than I'm used to, but it's such a fun adventure, and that really holds up after being one of the older adventures in the Delta Green catalog. And I'm going to go off stream here in just a little bit and explain to the cast what's going on and all the stuff they missed, because I love doing that. I'm not going to do it for you, chat. I'm just going to tell them all the secrets of the plot and all that and so forth. But we need to get out of here so Turk can get in here and start his game of Delta Green, where Miri and I will be in just a little bit. Before we do that, let's go around the circle. I don't have Twitch open anymore, so I don't know who's in what order, so I'm going to choose someone at random. Let's do it in death order. Elsie, who are you? What is going on? Where am I?
I don't know.
Cooter McGee.
I'm not doing this. I'm very tired. I'm very sleepy. I need to take another
So is
Adderall.
Carver.
Yeah, well,
After the Adderall wears up, just
dude,
passes out.
that crash is something else. So I'm trying to avoid that, but I can't take another dose for another 4 hours.
I hear ya,
So,
I hear ya.
anyways, hi, I'm Elsie. I am your resident gremlin. I have been up for too long. You don't need to know the details. I'll be up for too
Seems like a
long.
bad
You don't need to
idea.
know the details.
We learned a lot about willpower and exhaustion today, and maybe you should take it to heart.
I have to go to work for 2 days, so I can't. But you know what? Bad ideas are sometimes okay. So,
Bad ideas are sometimes okay.
right? Anyways, I can get through this without quoting Olivia Rodrigo. My name's Elsie. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm optimistic on all social media. Where can you find me besides being at work over the next few days? You can find me here on Monday for Hell's Gate. I think we're playing. We're doing that, and I have been given instructions to ask this worm questions because apparently it'll answer. And we're trying to get it as a pet for Danny. That's all I know.
Right.
And we're
Right.
so
Worm
close.
questions.
Worm questions. Apparently has
Okay.
answers. And
Okay.
I'm like one step closer to my doctor boyfriend.
Hmm.
It's not a doctor boyfriend. It's not a doctor
Excellent.
boyfriend.
I
And
do
then
apologize that you didn't have a
Hmm?
chance to kiss JD's character in the show, but they are alive, so.
Yeah,
I-
we didn't get to kiss. I'm really sad.
Funny you should say that. Because where can you find me next Tuesday?
I don't
Kissing JD's characters.
Look, maybe. It's a baby on all 3 accounts right now. I'm trying to have a reverse power ham in our mouse games. I can't form words anymore. That's over on Entropy Emporium. This game makes me absolutely feral. If you don't know me talking about it already, you probably do, and you don't realize what I'm talking about because I'm talking too fast. So I will shut up. Then you cannot find me on CPR. This is October. I'm in August. Tomb Raider. I'm in Tomb Raider. Another feral time, another great time, making bad decisions. Still alive there. Probably thanks to my buff, not girlfriend, wolf lady, who has saved me from dying at least 3 times. Because I can't roll dice. And I'm just gonna cut it off there because I
You gotta go to work.
I don't have to go to work. I'm gonna drive, so maybe. I don't know. Is it raining? It doesn't matter. We've been here forever. I want everybody else to go. I want everybody to talk. Otherwise, I'll keep talking.
Next in line of people who died, Cass. Tell us who you are, what's going on. Where can we find you?
I'm Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. I will be back on your screens for the next few Thursdays because Redacted is back over on Live from the Apocalypse. Too many L's. JD's going to be fucking with the ghost in my head. It's fun.
Excellent.
Everybody's haunted. And then on the 24th, I will be over in Entropy Emporium screaming about my own game, which is God Complex, which is our Girl by Moonlight campaign. We are using the husks of dead gods to hunt interdimensional space kaiju called Leviathans. I maybe ate.
Stop flirting with me.
I maybe ate the mech of our dead CEO a couple sessions ago, and now we just realized that no, he wasn't in there when I ate the mech. So
I just killed you with a Dark Young of Shub Nagurath, and that's weirder.
Yeah,
how is that weirder?
Because I am the Dark Young of Shamagurth or whatever you just said in that game, basically. Yeah. And then look for me to do me and LC, maybe to be doing some fun things in September. So, you know, also, I don't think I stay dead in that forest. I think maybe there's a little sunshine, maybe I sparkle a little, and then I wake up later.
Magic.
Are you married now?
Pacific Northwest vampire magic.
What sparkles? Yeah.
Do you have a ding dong?
No.
This is the beginning. This
Yes,
is the
you do.
beginning of the vampire
I'm
book
definitely a girl.
with the werewolf boyfriends.
Interview with a vampire.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the
gender,
one.
this character was AFAB, so yeah, no ding dong, unfortunately.
Aww, but we did see one on Cooter.
Yeah, we did see Cooters.
Yeah,
and
we
I did stab him in the head, and I'm kind of mad it didn't kill him.
Yeah, that's another thing which I will reveal to
for
you
those
in
soft
post.
spots too.
What's that?
I was aiming for those soft spots too.
Yep. I know, right? All will be explained, but he is a mystery to chat. Miri, is this our first game together, Miri? Have we ever played together before? I don't know. You were fantastic.
I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. What do you have going on? What's going on with you?
Basically the next game with you.
Yeah.
In like a couple, maybe like 1 hour. Yeah, 2 hours. That'd be fun. And then got Old Gods of Appalachia. That's the thing. I think that's it, honestly, for me. Until I join One Shots again. It should be fun. And then hopefully I'll join other things and or not. Who knows?
I hope so.
But I'll be around chatting on the Lost Caravan and other things.
Right. Now we get into the questionable lethality. Is Citrus dead? We don't know, but Mika's alive. Mika, who are you? What do you have going on?
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things.
Oh, you're muted.
I shouldn't be.
Meek is not
you're
muted.
No.
You have Meek
Now you
muted?
are. Now you're unmuted. I can hear him now.
Oh.
Somebody
okay.
talk.
We could
Just
all
talk.
hear him.
Whoa.
It's just me then. It's my internet.
Yeah. Hi,
Sorry,
I'm Meek. I
Mika,
do
to
things-
confuse. Please proceed.
No, you're good. I'm the co-creator of Roll D5. You can catch me on there sometimes. You can catch me on here sometimes too. I'll be
Yes.
back here on the 27th for part 3 of our Walking Dead game that was supposed to be 2
That
parts.
I can't be in.
Boo.
I got stuff.
Boo.
Wait, maybe I can. My plans might have changed. I'll get back to you.
Hey, I want Brent there. I might be starting a cult. Who knows?
Might be is not the answer. No, you started a
In-game?
I'm
cult.
starting a
in
cult.
game.
In game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like as a hobby.
No, it's you push someone down the stairs and then started
I
a cult.
did. Well, I also
Yeah.
killed the
That is how it
leader
works.
of the bad guy group, because the Lord commanded me to be like Nephi and kill Laban. So
Oh, fun.
that's my religious trauma rearing
I'm
its
dying.
head. Yeah. So
Fun. Well, you're not ready if Brent comes back. He's going to put a stop to that.
Okay, take the arrow at my neck, thank you.
you can also catch me on Spotify on The Heart is a Dungeon, which is a podcast about being sad sometimes. I'm on season 2 where I play Lala Lemon, who is a Corvid Fae who smokes. On Thursdays, you can catch me on Don't Kill My Character, where I am playing a puppet pirate. Who goes like this. Rah!
Oh, I like this very much. Got Muppet arms.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I'm every other Friday, I'm on Entropy Emporium with Weird Wilds War, a 5e original setting, and I hope to see you here on Lost Caravan more. Okay, bye.
I hope so too. We love having you here. And our guaranteed survivor, JD, as Carver. How was that for Delta Green for you, JD?
I enjoyed that so much. I want to play so much more Delta Green now. This was a lot of fun. I knew it would be. Thank you, LC, for helping to make all of this happen and bringing these
Elsie
lovely
did our
people
casting
together.
and did a great job.
But let's see, where can you find me? You can find me in way too many places, and that's why I'm only looking like a week and a half ahead so that I don't have to say too many things. If you are not coming back here tonight, I will be over with Entropy Emporium for Blooming in the Rot, our Invisible Sun game, where I play a little guy who is filled with demons, and it's fine and normal. You can find me tomorrow night over with Live from the Apocalypse for our live recording of Academy H, our Masks actual play podcast, where I do a whole lot of bone magic and other normal things, and I'm not about to start an apocalypse by any stretch of the imagination. If you like masks and you like
Believe you.
seeing LC lose their mind,
I do.
you can find us
Yeah.
on Tuesday for They Call Us Villains, our horror masks game, which is
no.
feral and unhinged.
Do you have sexy
and
villains? Are you all sexy villains? Poor LC.
there are so many sexy villains across the board. That's why Elsie has like 7 people that she is romancing right now.
It's
I
like
bet.
it's like 2.5, 1.5.
Doc, they had to do
that's
the math of how many
3.
people could fit
Hey,
in the janitor's
hey.
closet for
4.
7 minutes in heaven.
4 in
Hey,
a room.
That
LC.
is so rude to Gray. I'm just saying, every single time you count them,
I
every
said-
half.
I said 3. I said 3. The half is Ellie. Ellie's a half.
LC, don't apologize. Follow your heart and chase all the red flags you want.
It's
Thank
true.
you. I'm trying to have a power harem.
Mood.
Mm.
I mean, it is the correct answer. And then, last but not least, Redacted on Thursday, where I will be torturing Cass as well as other players. And something on Friday that has not formally been announced, so I'm not going to say it quite yet.
We're not leaving until you tell us what it
But
is.
you're gonna tell me, right?
You can say it.
Maybe. Can
Okay.
I'm not
Can I,
Grimbo.
Elsie? Are you giving me permission, Elsie?
Um,
Okay, well, if Elsie gives me permission, you can catch me in The Fall of the House of Red, our new cyberpunk game, where I will be playing a very, very hot rocker boy who does
Rocker
unhinged
boy.
things.
Slay.
I love this. I love this for you. I'm Doc Grimbo. I've been your handler. If you are looking for me, I have my own Twitch, Doc Grimbo Plays. I'm also Doc Grimbo on socials. If you want to see me play more TTRPGs, well, you can just wait a couple hours. Miri and I'll be back, but in space. And then, then if you want to see me elsewhere, look for me on the 26th. What does that mean? Well, on the 26th of this month, Monday, will be the first official episode of our Fallout series, where I play Sir Lance, a Mr. Handy robot who's malfunctioning and thinks he is a knight. And that's starting for the first time on the 26th. We had a spooky game this week, and it was a lot of fun. But we'll have our first official plot of our Winter of Adam series. We're playing through that adventure with a bunch of great people and lots of big Fallout energy. Or if you want to wait till next month, you'll find me on the 26th for the premiere of Season 4 of Delta Green's Impossible Landscapes. That starts up at the end of next month. Thank you, everyone, for hanging around. We're going to raid the Lollygaggers, and we'll see you back here in a couple hours. Thanks for all your support and for helping us raise money for a good fund. And until next time, just watch out for big tentacle guys. Bye.